Joe Rogan Podcast. Check it out.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Train by day, Joe Rogan Podcast by night, all day.
What's happening, bro?
My friend.
Good to be back, bro.
Dustin Poirier, the light heavyweight.
It's thick boy summer.
You looking healthy, son.
Yeah, like 190, man.
You look good, man.
I feel good, dude. It feels good to eat and not count carbohydrates and calories.
Yeah, we were talking about that where you like still like a little part of you is like looks at meals and goes, oh.
Well, I mean, for the last 20 years, I've been macro and, you know, I knew I had a fight coming up. Even if I didn't have a fight, I had to be in striking range from 155.
Right.
So I was always looking at the back of every label, being real cautious of what I eat. It's like ingrained in my daughter now. When we go to Whole Foods, she'll grab something off the counter and say, Dad, it only has 3 ingredients. Like, she knows what's up.
Well, it's good to think that way anyway.
For sure.
Especially with the ingredients.
Yeah,
You know?
that's the first thing she goes to. Like, if she wants some chips, it only has 5 ingredients. That's like a thing for her when we're shopping.
Yeah, well, that's smart, man. That's cool. You're raising them right.
I'm trying to, bro. I'm trying to put the stuff I learned in fighting, you know, all the years to good use.
It is kind of crazy. I think it's the worst thing about fighting is the weight cutting. Can you imagine if everybody just, first of all, tell me if you agree, but I think the UFC needs way more weight classes.
I do too.
Way more.
I do too. Because the gaps are so big. I mean, just if you look at boxing compared to mixed martial arts, the jumps in weight are so big from each weight class. But also, all the shows they're putting on, they'd have more titles, more belts, more big fights. But also, man, with that, there's going to be a lot of people trying to cut a little bit extra, trying to be double champ in every weight class. I think it does cause more confusion.
Yeah, but that's better than the extreme weight cuts. The extreme weight cuts are terrible. You saw that dude a few, I guess it was about 3 events ago, who face planted and got removed off the card.
Yeah.
That is crazy. You're getting someone to the brink of death 24 hours before they have an MMA fight, which is the most, if not the most dangerous sport, one of the most dangerous sports in the world.
For sure.
And you're doing something to your body to extremely weaken it 24 hours before you fight. It's bananas.
Dude, I did it
makes
so
no
many
sense.
times. You preach it to the choir.
I know. But
There's been so many times I felt like that, like stand up too quick after a weight cut, and I'm like, you know, I might go down.
Oh, dude. I mean, I can only imagine. When you see someone like Pereira that's cutting like 25 pounds and more, when he was 185, I mean, that guy was fighting inside the octagon at 225 and weighing in at 185 24 hours before.
Right.
That's crazy.
And even when he's big, he's lean. You know, it's not like he's fluffy.
Well, they
guy.
say that when you're muscular, it's easier to cut weight.
More
'cause
water.
It's water.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is counterintuitive. You see a fat guy, you're like, oh, that guy can cut weight. But you really can't because you can't deplenish your fat.
Right. Not in a training camp's time, 8 weeks, 10 weeks, you can't lose like 30 pounds of fat, but
I don't think
you can
deplenish. I said deplenish like it was a real word.
You can dehydrate yourself.
I don't think it is a word. Deplenish?
Well, if you can replenish.
Right, but no one says deplenish.
Can you plenish?
No, you say deplete. But I just threw it out there like it was real. I don't think deplenish is a word. Is that a word?
Yeah.
It is?
Yeah.
I don't think I've
Respect.
ever used it that way. Oh, okay.
Nice, man.
Nice. I got lucky. That was just luck. But I talked to Hunter about it, Hunter Campbell, and we're trying to figure out a way. Without, it has to be more weight classes. I mean, California instituted a bunch of different weight classes. I think they were doing it every 10 pounds.
I think California also did like a percentage of your body weight. Like, what was it, 15, 20%? You couldn't dehydrate more than that.
That guy, Andy Foster, is on the ball.
And I think that's good, you know.
Yeah.
20% or whatever, some kind of rule where guys aren't cutting 50 pounds, 40 pounds.
Is still crazy. Yeah, it's still crazy.
I mean, if you're
a lot of weight.
Yeah, you're right.
It's a lot of
200
weight.
pounds, 40 pounds. I mean,
It's a lot of weight. Well, that's another thing that freaks boxers out when I tell them that there's a weight limit at heavyweight. They're like,
265.
that doesn't make any sense. I go, I agree. Why is there a weight limit for heavyweight? That's crazy.
Dude, that gap too, like 205, anything over that, you can be 210 to 265. That's crazy.
Crazy.
A
Doesn't make any
50-pound
sense.
gap that you know, but
Well, heavyweight in boxing, like, look, Mike Tyson, when he was in his prime, was only like 220, 215, 220.
Yeah.
You know, that's where when he was dominating, that's where he kind of fell in that weight limit.
I think it would be a good idea anything past like 230, 235, super heavyweight.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, the difference in boxing, though, is the grappling. The grappling in MMA, the gap, if a guy gets on top of you, is immense.
Yeah.
If you got like Ngannou, when he was in his prime, was weighing over like 300 pounds and then cutting down to 265. He was a 300-pound natural.
He's a guy who's like a knockdown power for sure, but grappling, like if you get a big guy who's 265 and knows how to grapple very well, wrestled his whole life, they get in side control or half guard, you're not getting up. That's the end of the round.
Yeah, yeah.
Also, if they did do a super heavy, the fights might be either awesome or it's completely suck.
Well, I think it should be, heavyweight should be unlimited. And then you'll
Like
find
absolute.
out. Yeah. Because like Cain Velasquez, no one's holding that dude down in his prime.
Yeah.
Even when he was 240. When he was 240 and he fought Lesnar. Lesnar was gigantic. But it didn't matter because the cardio that Cain had and the speed and his technique sort of
He was ahead of his time,
yeah,
man.
He was ahead of his time.
He was like a hybrid, can do everything, great cardio, good athlete before MMA got to where it's at now.
Yeah. The one fight that I always say that we missed is Cain and Fedor in their primes.
Yeah.
Because they were both in their prime at the same time, and they never made that happen.
When UFC absorbed the Pride roster and stuff, I was crazy. It's crazy that Fedor never fought in the UFC at all, man.
Well, they tried. The UFC tried. But
Yeah.
Fedor's management were a bunch of very dangerous dudes.
Yeah, you don't mess around with those guys.
Fucking, yeah, man. There was like tense negotiations, and they wanted a percentage of the promotion. They wanted a lot more than just a big purse.
Yeah, UFC's not playing that game.
No. They were like, look, we'll give you, a very healthy purse. We'll bring Fedor over here. But the problem was when they purchased Pride, they thought they were getting everyone's contracts, but the contracts were all bullshit.
Well, some guys came over on crazy money contracts. I think Dan Henderson might have been one. I was a young fighter one time, and I was making, this might have been 2013 or something, 2014, I don't know. And they came to give me my check. This is back in the day before they wired. They used to give us checks on fight night. And they were going through the checks, and I saw Dan's, and I saw the number, and I couldn't believe it. This is before like people posting online fighter pay and all that, and I saw the numbers he was making. I was like, no way, guy's rich.
Does it make you angry?
Nah, because the future, myself looking back or looking forward when guys are going to be fighting for belts and stuff, the money they're going to make in 5 years, I'm gonna be that guy. Like, damn, I got out too early, or you know how it is. The next generation always gets more.
Right.
Mike Brown tells me that all the time. Dude, I was fighting for the belt in WEC, defending it, making this. You guys on the prelims are making more than I was making,
Yeah, there's a weird that sort of discussion about fighter pay. I've always been of the opinion that fighters should be making more money, period. Because like the same way I feel about like the way I run my comedy club, the comedians make 80% of the money. Because I feel like that's who's you're paying to see. You're paying to see them. We make plenty of money, like with drinks and 20% of the ticket sale. It's like it's enough. Like
Yeah.
it should be. If we had a comedy club and there's no comedians, no one's coming, right? No one's gonna pay just to sit there and buy drinks. Like the whole idea is they're paying to see someone's work. If you fight, that's what people are paying to see. They're paying to see fighters.
Without the fighters, there's no show. Without
There's
the
no
comedians,
show.
there's no show. I understand. But I think the big thing with the discussion of fighter pay is the percentages. When you look at
Yes.
other major organizations like NFL, NBA, the percentages are so different.
Yeah, it's not good.
But, dude, at the end of the day, I'm all for fighter pay, too. I've been fighting my whole life. But you sign the contract, you agree. This is how business is done. Try to get more of what you're worth. You can't sign a contract and complain.
Right. That's true too, but also it's like the reality of MMA is if you're not in the UFC, people are not paying attention. That's unfortunate,
true.
but it's reality.
Yeah.
And I think there's some really good fighters that fight in the PFL and really good fighters that fight in ONE, but no one knows who they are other than the hardcore dudes.
Right.
It's
Yeah, I got a buddy, Johnny Eblin, who was the
yeah,
Bellator
he's
champion. Dude.
Awesome.
I've been training with him since he started MMA, when he got out of college wrestling and stuff. Like, right now, he can go to the UFC and give the top 5 guys a run for their money. No
Absolutely.
doubt in my mind. And he's only
Absolutely.
getting better.
Yeah.
Just because you fight in the UFC, that's a great organization to fight for, the biggest, the most known worldwide. But, dude, there's great fighters everywhere. Like on the mats at American Top Team, there's a dozen guys you've never heard of that can make a run in the UFC right now.
That's what I heard is a nightmare about training at American Top Team.
Because it's a revolving door, man. There's like 100 professional fighters on the mats at all times.
Yeah.
different camps. They have dorms, so guys from Russia, guys from all over the world are just in. You never know who's going to be there, and it's tough rounds. You know, every practice is tough.
Well, not only that, but I've heard there's like guys coming in from Russia, and they'll throw oblique kicks at your knees, and you're like, hey, man. Like, what are we doing here? We're getting ready for fights. We're not in a fight.
Right, yeah.
Like, some of these guys are trying to make their name off of a name guy, and so you have to be very selective in who you spar with.
For sure, and that's not just American Top Team.
Right.
Especially guys who are established. Like, if I go to any gym here in Austin and it's open mat or something, I have a target on my back.
Of course.
You know, that's everywhere.
Of course.
But those guys, man, like at a big gym like American Top Team with the knowledge and the good coaches, those guys get weeded out.
That's
you know,
good.
you won't stay there long if you're doing that stuff.
The problem is if you're one of the guys that has to weed them out. Like, you find out early on this dude's, you know, throwing wheel kicks.
Yeah.
Full blast.
And it happens all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, just, you know, it makes sense. I mean, you're from Dagestan or Chechnya or whatever, and you come to America.
Yeah.
It's like, this is your big chance.
And I do like to train hard to prepare for a fight. You got to fight. But, you know, you got to take care of each other. We're professionals. We're feeding our family with this.
Yeah.
An injury can ruin everything.
Well, there's so many fighters that get concussions in training, and then, you know, they get chinny when they get into the fight. It happens all the time.
Yeah.
Especially the early days. There was a lot of guys who got hit.
Me. Yeah, like the early days, we didn't really have classes that were organized, man. It was just sparring and choking each other out, and with 4-ounce gloves sparring. Like, we didn't know. We didn't know.
Isn't that crazy?
Like 2006, dude, we used to beat each other up every day. That was MMA training. And then it wasn't these super gyms where everything was under one roof. I would drive to a boxing gym, drive another 45 minutes to a jiu-jitsu gym. You know, it was put everything together on fight night, but you would train everywhere else because there wasn't mixed martial arts gyms back then, really. I would drive to a kickboxing gym, boxing gym, wrestling, jiu-jitsu. It was all separate.
Well, also, you were in a place that didn't have like a high volume of MMA fighters in your state.
Right. Back then, like Rich Clementi, Melvin Gillard were the big guys from Louisiana, you know.
Right.
Then Tim Crater came, got
Crazy Tim got
on the Ultimate Fighter, and then I went to his gym once he got out of the TV show. And me and him trained for years and years. He still has a gym in Lafayette, Louisiana.
I love Tim. I've known Tim since I first worked out with him in like '98 at Machado's.
Well, he was in maybe the Navy, so he was in California stationed there, and I think that's when he started jiu-jitsu. He was Louisiana's first black belt.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew him from that, and then he was fighting, and he was fighting in the UFC.
He was always around the MMA scene. Him and Eve Edwards were good friends. They opened the gym maybe in Houston or something. He was cornering Eve in Pride, and then I met Eve through Tim. And it's a big family, man.
Eve's a guy that I always say there was a time where he was the best 155-pounder on earth.
When he beat Josh Thompson.
Yes.
He's the uncrowned
Yes.
champion.
He should have been the uncrowned champion.
There wasn't a belt.
I know. Isn't that nuts?
Yeah.
Isn't that nuts? That's so hard for people to understand, like
Yeah.
how crazy it is.
Like being through the lineage of Thug Jitsu, man, it sucks to say like that he can't say he was a champion, but I know he was.
He was.
He was. He was the best in the world.
best. At one point in time, he was the best.
He lived out here before he moved to LA. So before I moved to South Florida to train at American Top Team, I used to drive 6 hours here and stay with Eve. He always had wrestlers down here. This is like beginning of my WEC days. I would drive down here and train with Eve, man. He was another guy who was ahead back in the day.
Yes.
Because he comes from NHB, like hook and shoot. The crazy days.
Yes,
you know?
yes.
And he was doing it all. Good
Yeah.
jiu-jitsu, good kickboxing. He fell in love with wrestling. I was such a big fan of Eve, man.
He invented some moves too. You remember that one thing that he would do where guys were on a single and he hit a dude with a flying knee, a jumping knee?
That was, dude, I'm an MMA historian, bro.
Yeah.
That was Elite XC, I believe, maybe.
Was it?
And you know that was Edson Berto.
Was it?
I think Andre Berto's brother, the boxer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But that
he had a single leg. He was hopping and then jumped up and out cold.
Yeah, it was crazy. It is Elite XA. Look at you, bro.
I mean-
try that again. Look at this. This move is brilliant. That's brilliant.
That's Edson Berto.
Well,
And I believe Andre and Edson's dad was a mixed martial artist.
oh,
Yeah.
wow. That's such a slick move.
Yeah, he's so crafty, man.
Oh, yeah. Well, that head kick that he landed on Josh Thompson from the middle of that wild, crazy scramble, jumping roundhouse kick to the head.
Dude, and they still play it every opener of the UFC.
Yeah.
They still play it, as they should. I mean, it was incredible.
Absolutely. Yeah, you gotta give credit to Eve. He was one of the real pioneers.
For sure.
And
way before this was cool.
Yeah.
Way before.
Yeah. But to be stuck at like 155, like that was his weight class, and then there's no title.
Yeah. They were the two best guys in the world at that time, him and Josh Thompson.
Yeah. Josh Thompson's another one, doesn't get the credit he deserves. That's it. Boom. Like, what a slick move, man. But that was Eve. Very creative, you know?
Yeah. Man, Josh Thompson, like, peak Josh Thompson for me, what was it, Strike Force when him and Gilbert Melendez maybe were going back and forth? Didn't they have like
my goodness. Yeah.
They might have had a trilogy. It might have been two or three fights, but every fight was amazing.
Gilbert Melendez,
Yeah.
another guy doesn't get the credit he deserves.
Dude, legend. Legend, man.
Legend. All those guys, they were the groundbreakers. You know, a lot of these young kids coming up, you bring up Gilbert Melendez, they're like, who? Like, bro, you need to know your history. You need to know how this thing got started. Go
Or
watch.
even more newer stuff. Go watch him and Diego Sanchez.
Right?
Slug it out.
Diego Sanchez is another guy that I say is a tweener, right? Because
Welterweight.
yeah, I mean, he really wasn't really a welterweight. And he, you know, and lightweight. I mean, he tried to get down to 45 for a while, but that was just brutal. He was killing himself getting down to 45. I remember seeing him making weight for 45. I'm like, oh, this ain't good.
This ain't going to last long.
No.
Yeah.
But if, like, there was a 165-pound weight class, Diego Sanchez might have been the champion of the world.
Right. Honestly, man, like when I was competing, if they had a 65, I might have entertained it. 70's just too big of a gap because I trained with 70s in the UFC, and I know
Right.
they're 200-something pounds. And my heaviest, I was like 182, 183 maybe. They're just too big, man.
Well, you got guys like Rumble Johnson. When Rumble was alive,
Yeah.
Rumble got up to 230 pounds in between.
No, he
camps.
was huge, man. Huge. Huge. I can't believe he made 170.
I
He
remember-
was living in South Florida, so I see him every now and then. He was huge.
This episode is brought to you by Uber Eats. March is here, and Uber Eats is delivering deals all month long. Each game day, score big savings on all the delicious food you need to turn your couch into center court and fuel your fandom. Whether you're ordering in or hosting the whole crew, Uber Eats is serving up deals on wings, burgers, pizza from your favorite restaurant, plus game day snacks from top stores. Bracket busted, still holding strong, Cinderella story, or top seed, however the madness unfolds, these deals keep it going all month long. Visit the Game Day Hub on Uber Eats for all the latest deals and start saving today.
He was the ultimate like weight cutter. Like he cut more weight than anybody.
Yeah.
When he was fighting at 170, it was bananas. Like, how are you doing this? I remember running into him at a hotel. I was like, bro, how big are you? And he was laughing. He's like, I'm 230 right now.
And
I'm like,
muscle.
jacked.
Yeah, muscle.
Like a heavyweight. And he went up to heavyweight. He
Yeah.
beat Arlovsky.
Yep.
Which is crazy. He was a legit heavyweight.
Yeah.
It was-
Dude, Andre's still fighting.
I know. And winning.
The bare knuckle champion.
Winning. He's the bare knuckle champion. Like, how durable is that motherfucker?
For the years and the miles that guy has, I have to say, like, taking shots, receiving damage, I don't know if he takes it like he doesn't take it like he used to, but his mobility and his movement for all the wars he's had and the years he's been fighting, when I watch him in the gym, dude, he's light on his feet, flexible.
Yeah.
He moves so well.
And enthusiasm. Still has enthusiasm for the game.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
He loves it.
He clearly loves it. I mean, he was what, UFC heavyweight champion in 2005?
Yeah.
Was it like 2005?
2005 or 2006, I think he beat Tim Sylvia, maybe?
When he was the champ, first of all, that motherfucker had a piston for a right hand. I remember when he KO'd Paul Buentello. Oh my God.
That's a Texas guy.
Paul Buentello, another dude.
I believe he's from Galveston area or Corpus Christi or something. He's from Texas.
Well, if you think Arlovsky from 2005, and he was a top 10 heavyweight as recently as like 2023.
Well, when he came back to the UFC after that long gap, he went on a streak. He had a bunch of great fights. I think he knocked out Travis Brown.
Beat Travis Brown, which is crazy.
Did he fight Bigfoot? Did him and Bigfoot?
UFC 51 is when he won.
2005, February 5th, 2005. That is bananas, man. That really is bananas.
Man, back in the day, Tim Sylvia used to train at ATT when I first got there. He was the most uncoordinated, unathletic guy. I couldn't believe he was a UFC champion, man.
I know. He was like
Goofy,
pigeon-toed.
but down to fight.
Oh, down to fight.
Down to
dude.
fight. Yeah, for sure, pigeon-toed. His knees were.
Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, they went in. I tried to talk to a trainer about that, and he goes, "That's learned. Like, you can correct that." I was like, "Are you
What, the knee-
sure?"
the knee?
Yeah. The knees bowed in like that was. He said that's a learn. You could correct that. I was like, really? How do you what?
I never heard of that.
Yeah, I didn't understand how.
It seems like something they would do maybe when you're born, surgery, like reposition the bones or something, no?
Well, I don't know if it is. I don't know. I mean, I'd have to. I don't want to speak out of turn. I'd have to bring in that guy and have him explain to me how you could correct that.
Yeah.
But he's like, that's something that could be corrected. That's like learned behavior.
Huh.
It's just from being so big.
But dude, watching him with his toes pointed out, doing the ladder drills and stuff, you know, the ladders on the mat, in and out, like it was
Well,
so crazy.
big guys have their toes pointed out like that. Like Jelly Roll went from 500 pounds and he's in the low 200s now, which is crazy.
Yeah. I
That
saw
dude-
pictures of him, looks completely different.
Bro, he's lost like 300 pounds, and he did it the right way.
Yeah.
No Ozempic, just like diet, exercise, runs all the time. But he has a problem when he walks, his toes are pointed out, and he's trying to correct it. He's trying to be aware of it.
Yeah.
When he runs the right way, like feet pointed forward.
You see it too on the bigger guys' shoes. The corners of their shoes are always flat, like flat tires on the
Yes,
outside.
yeah.
They just walk that way, man.
Well, you got to think you have so much weight. You kind of stretch out to kind of balance yourself.
Yeah.
But I always point to Tim Sylvia when he knocked out Rico Rodriguez. That Tim Sylvia was a beast, dude. That was back when all the Mexican supplements were allowed. There was a lot of dudes who are very juicy.
Oh, yeah.
And Tim had giant traps and huge fucking shoulders. And
Yeah.
I remember he struggled to get down to 265 for that fight.
Yeah, back in the day with the juice was just free flowing, man.
Free
I just
flowing.
worked the UFC desk with Bisping in Vegas when Max and Charles fought. And we started talking about the same thing we're talking about now. And he was like, oh, I fought Vito. I fought them all in the height of TRT.
Right.
You know, he's fought a
Well, that
bunch
was
of guys.
legal juice, which was bananas.
I mean,
That they
Alistair.
allowed oh, yeah. That was the juiciest fight of all time.
Yeah.
Alistair versus Brock was the juiciest fight of
Yeah.
all time.
Yeah. I recently watched the Mark Hunt documentary. And he's trying to, like, push back and do a lawsuit against the UFC for all the juicing and stuff. But, I mean, it's such a...
Yeah, that's a tough road because how much can the UFC do?
It's,
I
it's
think-
on the athletic commission as well, right? Wouldn't the lawsuit be against the state, not the UFC?
I think his position is that the UFC knew that
But how would they know?
that Brock was juicing. I don't know.
This is before random drug tests, I believe.
yes, it was before.
So that would, I feel like that would fall on the state athletic commission.
Maybe it wasn't before because he did get popped.
You know,
But
before
it
they-
wasn't random. They weren't able to just show up in camp.
No, back in the day, you would get tested on fight night.
Right.
You know, they wouldn't knock at your door.
Well, it was super clear that Brock was doing something. It was super clear. Like he was like in his late 30s. He's built like a fucking like the side of a barn.
I mean, there was a bunch of guys back then.
Yeah,
a bunch
man.
of guys.
Yeah.
But it wasn't it was okay. Everybody was doing it.
Well, it was and it wasn't, right? Because it was illegal, but it was like when you have fight day drug tests, that's an intelligence test. That's all that is.
Right.
That's whether or not you have good people in your corner.
Right.
And whether or not you have a chemist.
It's going to take this amount of weeks to get out, or
Yeah.
this many days to get out of your system.
Well, there were certain camps that would employ scientists. And these scientists.
The crooks are always going to be ahead, you know? Mm-hmm. They're always going to be coming up with something new, trying to stay ahead of the curve and get away with stuff. And I still think they're probably doing it, man.
Yeah. There's probably something that we don't know right now, and it's going to come out in the future. That's why they hold on to the drug tests for a prolonged period of time.
Yeah, they ask you your consent. You have to do an extra signature if you let them test it or use it for future.
What happens if you say no?
I don't know. I never said no. I always give it to them.
Well, it's good for you because you're clean.
Yeah, I competed my whole career clean, man. Nothing. I was even scared of certain creatine. Like, I got the trusted by sport on everything because I was so scared to be one of those guys. Because every time I see it, tainted supplement, yeah, sure, buddy. But, you know,
Right.
sure, tainted supplement. But It could be. You know, I don't want to be one of those guys.
Well, for sure there are tainted supplements. That's a real thing. And, you know, I know that for a fact because as one of the owners of On It, when we were doing third-party testing of some of our supplements, we would find stuff in there that's not supposed to be in there. And so we'd have to contact the distributor, the manufacturer, and the people that like mixed our stuff. So the way like On It would work is like Alpha Brain has a bunch of different ingredients that enhance your mental focus and clarity, and we would give them the very specific numbers of what's supposed to be in each batch.
Yeah.
And then we would third-party test. We find a bunch of shit in there that's not supposed to be in there. And it's because, you know, if you're getting it done overseas, they have these vats where they mix all the stuff in, and they don't even clean the vats, man.
Right.
They dump it out, and then they dump the new stuff in there without cleaning it.
There's residue in there, and then also the level of drug testing, how high these things can sense anything.
Right.
Even if there's a tiny bit, they'll find it.
Right, with John Jones, right? It was picograms. We got introduced to the term picograms.
Pico, like a grain of salt in a swimming pool they can find. They say.
Yeah.
So the testing is legit, and I'm glad. You know, we're fighting. We're kneeing each other in the face. If we were running track or something, I would.
Exactly.
But we're fighting. You can get seriously injured, man. So
Exactly.
I've always been against doping, but
Well-
I'm retired now, Joe. I'm retired now.
Now you can go to the roof. Yeah, I love when guys get. Well, Cowboy got real jacked too afterwards, but then he talked about coming back, and then he got off of everything.
That's the thing, though. Like always back in the day, all the TRT guys, like if you change your body's natural production of testosterone with exogenous testosterone, you have to be on it for the rest of your life.
Well, you don't have to because there's things called HCG, and clomiphene can restart your body's production of testosterone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know your testicles will stop producing once
Exactly.
you introduce foreign testosterone, right?
Well, for a period of time, especially when you're a young man, you can restart it. But, you know, my production, I've been on TRT since I was like late 30s. Like, it's not coming back.
Yeah.
I'm shooting blanks, son. Pow. But,
You're good.
but two of my daughters were born while I was on TRT. So it does work. I just had a limited amount. I had soldiers, just one fucking special ops guy at the front of the
Only
line.
one was marching.
But he got through.
Black Ops.
Yeah. So if you think about like all of the time where people were allowed to dope, it is a giant percentage of the history of MMA. Like Pride,
The further you go back, for sure.
for sure.
For sure.
Pride, it was juicy as juice.
Yeah.
Like Ensign Inoue, when he was on the podcast, told me that in the contract it said in all capital letters, we do not test for steroids.
We aren't looking.
They're
I've
like,
heard other people say that as well.
They're
We
like-
aren't looking.
thumbs up, green light, let's
Yeah.
go.
Shoot up the juice. Come fight. We'll pay you cash. Get out of here.
They wanted you to juice. They wanted you to fight better, which is like, okay.
It becomes a spectacle, but man, people can get seriously injured.
You can, especially, but then also the thing is like, does it make you more durable?
I
Like,
think it
can
does.
It prevent you?
I think it does,
Yeah.
man, because just one that right off the top of my head, when Bigfoot Silva was TRT or whatever he was on,
Right.
he was so durable.
So durable.
Him and Mark Hunt had those crazy fights, but when he got off, he started getting knocked out.
Right.
You know?
But there's also the switch. There's something that happens when you've had a certain amount of concussions where that's a wrap.
Another guy that comes to mind. Remember Eric Silva?
Yes.
Welterweight was huge, dude. Whenever they started doing the USADA stuff, he was getting knocked out and just wasn't himself.
He didn't look the same. He
And
melted.
I wonder what the medical reason for that is, but I think it has something to do with confidence and like self-belief with the testosterone. I think that's a big part of it.
It's
I really
definitely a part of it, but also there's a part of it, your vitality. You're just more durable. I mean, when you're jacked up on testosterone, you're just more fucking durable.
Yeah.
Everything about you is more durable. Alistair's a great example of that.
Like animal mode, man. You're just
Yeah,
like,
man. Dude, I think Alistair Overeem, when he was Ubereem, I think that is the best argument for TRT ever.
look like a superhero.
Bro, when he was in K1 and he was shelling up, how you getting through that? How you getting through that shell?
Remember how small he was though back in K1? He was like a 205 or
Well,
185.
no, in Pride.
Pride.
When he was fighting at light heavyweight. When Chuck
Yeah,
knocked
yeah,
him out.
yeah.
Liddell knocked him out when he was a legit light heavyweight, and he was skinny.
Yeah.
And
Young
then
and skinny.
he just decided time to get big.
There
yeah,
he goes.
look at him back then when he fought Shogun.
Still pretty jacked though.
Oh yeah, man.
He's a big
he
dude.
was shredded. He was shredded, but he was a shredded light heavyweight. You know, I think he's a vegan now.
Dude, look
him.
at that.
Come on, son. Come on,
That's
son.
ribeyes. That ain't vegan right
Go
there.
back to that other one. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, that's what a UFC heavyweight champion's supposed to look like.
Hell yeah.
Come on, son. I mean,
Put that
also,
on the White House card.
Not just that, but highly skilled.
For sure.
He wasn't just jacked. He was highly. I mean, there's a K1 Grand Prix champion. I mean, that dude was the cream of the crop at kickboxing. He was the cream of the crop in MMA, and he even won the Abu Dhabi European trials as a pure grappler.
Yeah, people don't know about Alistair. His grappling is high level.
He had one of the best guillotines in the game. Like Alistair in his prime, when he went over and he fought Brett Cooper over in was it Burt Cooper? Who did he fucking fight in Strikeforce? Like
Brett Rogers.
Brett Rogers, that's right. Sorry, I'm thinking of the heavyweight boxer. Burt Cooper, who fought. He had some crazy wars with Evander Holyfield.
I think Evander's down in South Florida too now. I don't remember Cooper.
He was a tank. He was a super jack guy. But Brett Rogers, when he fought Alistair like immediately hit him with a low kick, and you could tell he was like, "What is this?"
Yeah,
like it was a different kind of low kick because you're dealing with the tree trunks of Alistair with perfect technique, and that guy was as good a kickboxer as has ever entered into MMA. And when he was saucy, he was a problem.
Yeah.
He was a real fucking problem.
Speaking of kickboxers from that era coming to MMA, dude, didn't Gokhan Saki come over?
Oh, yeah.
I thought he was going to do, so much better, but he was older.
He was older, and he was at a time where it's like, he had so many fights in K1. He had so many wars, and he fought Khalil when Khalil's fast as fuck,
and I mean good kickboxer,
real good kickboxer,
Thai style.
Khalil cracked him in the first round and knocked him out.
Yeah,
which was a big fight for Khalil because Gokhan was the Turkish Tyson, was coming over here. It was one of those guys like Mirko Krokop was like an elite kickboxer who's entering into MMA, and everybody always gets excited about that. Obviously, Pereira is the best example of that.
Yeah.
But he was a guy I knew. I told everybody, I was like, that guy's going to be a nightmare for everybody because there's something about him, man. I don't know what the hell is going on with his bone structure, his DNA, and his intelligence. Like, he figures shit out that other people didn't. Like, the way he threw that low kick, like the way he throws that calf kick with zero tell, no turning of the hips. Like, he fucks up guys' calves better than anybody on the planet.
We had like a huge rush of the calf kick. I saw it for like a year and a half, 2 years. Everybody was doing it. Now it's kind of fading away. I've noticed that.
It is, but not with him. It's not with elite guys that are really good at it.
It does so much damage, man, so quickly.
It's crazy.
And it's less commitment. So you don't have to turn your hips over as much. So wrestlers aren't grabbing singles as easy.
Well, I remember your fight with Jim Miller.
It's just like, oh, dude, tore me up.
Yeah, that was one of the first examples of calf kicks being really fucking dangerous.
And I've never felt it before. And I'm a southpaw, so to land good calf kicks, you'd have to fight another southpaw, right? And that doesn't happen too often, especially with one who's throwing those. So I didn't know what kind of black magic he was doing, bro. I was like, I got a flat tire. What is going on? What is this?
I know. Isn't it crazy that it took that long for people to figure that out?
Ben Henderson was a guy doing it early.
But it wasn't that effective for some reason.
Yeah.
He was doing it, but it wasn't having the devastating damage.
I'm trying to think of who's the first guy to really... Edson Barbosa would do it every now and then. Mm-hmm. Trying to think of somebody who really brought it over.
Bro, it's made its way into kickboxing now.
It's...
Because they were saying, like, the Muay Thai guys are not susceptible to calf kicks. And everybody was saying that. And I was like, that doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
They are light on their front foot, so that front foot is...
They are, but there's times where they have to plant, like when they're throwing a right kick. There's a guy named Yuki Yoza, who fights for one. He's a Kyokushin guy, and he is fucking everybody up with calf kicks.
Yeah.
He fights high guard, tight inside, and again, no pivot of the hips. He's essentially throwing his calf kick almost like he's kicking a soccer ball straight up the middle.
That's the way I like to do it as well. Just clip the top of the calf. It's no commitment. You don't have to pivot your hips or plant to turn. You can just snap it out like a jab.
Yeah, well, a great example of the changing of technique was you in that Conor fight.
Yeah, calf over and over and over.
And it was also southpaw versus southpaw.
Exactly.
Same thing. You just destroyed that calf.
Yeah.
And you could tell he didn't know what to do because as good as he was and as many fights as he had, 2-division world champion, he hadn't been calf kicked.
Right.
which is a crazy transition when you see like the history of the sport. That is one of the clear the differentiation. That's another word that's fake. That's the clear line in the sand where the techniques changed.
Yeah, and it's one of those things, like before it happened to me, I saw it and I was like, it might be uncomfortable, but until it happens, then you have a different respect for it. So Conor probably learned a lot that fight, man. Like, this is for real. The calf kicks are for real.
What's fucked that it's just one shot. That's what's crazy about it. Because a thigh kick, like you can get a hard thigh kick and your leg goes dead for a couple seconds, but it comes back.
Yeah,
Whereas calves don't really come back that quick.
They explained it to me at the hospital after the Jim Miller thing. Apparently, your calf doesn't have the chambers for the fluid to drain, so that's why it gets compartment.
Oh, compartment syndrome.
That's why it's so painful, because it can't like go out through the swelling can't go out through your whole leg, so it sits in one pocket and fills up, and it's just uncomfortable. It can stop nerves and.
Did you ever see what happened to Austin Hubbard?
Dude, that's what they wanted to do. Ooh. After the Jim Miller fight, they wanted to cut me at the. I was like, no way, no way. Fillet you to release the pressure.
Well, another guy, Uriah Faber, when he fought Jose Aldo, his leg
thigh.
blew up like a balloon.
Yeah. Apparently, if it gets that bad, compartment syndrome, and the swelling's bad enough for long enough, you can lose function of your ankle and foot.
Yeah,
They
which is
explained to me.
crazy, right?
Right.
Well, Uriah was one of the first guys to implement going into why can't I think of it? The fucking chamber, oxygen chamber. Hyperbaric. What's wrong with me today? I'm making up fake words. Can't come up with things that I know. But he was using the hyperbaric like exclusively to recover from that and documenting it. And I was like, that's interesting.
A lot of good brain benefits for hyperbaric.
Oh,
I don't have one. I've done it before, but it's never been like a routine thing.
Well, you have to have access to it.
And
like,
also
where
the
you could do it
tent,
a lot.
the zip-up tents at home.
Not as strong.
Yeah, you need a solid.
You know, you need like one of those propane tank ones, those big, thick-walled ones.
The glass, like you can really get high pressure.
Yeah. And then, you got to be careful in those things. You can't, no sparks.
Yeah, dude, I saw a story that a kid was in one, and you saw that? That was a couple years ago.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible story. Yeah. But hyperbaric is awesome for recovery. It's also, it lengthens, there's a protocol that developed, one of the universities in Israel developed it, where you do 60 sessions over 90 days, and it lengthens your telomeres that's commensurate with, I think it's like a 20-year difference in your biological age.
Wow.
It's nuts. It's super effective. Like when you get a lot of oxygen into your system like that, it just helps everything recover.
For sure.
Like if you have an Oura ring or a Whoop strap and you go into one of those things, it shows you.
Yeah.
It's like, you have an amazing recovery day.
Yeah, man, the metrics we can track now with all the wearable devices is pretty awesome, dude.
Well, it gets you to understand. Like I think you can get a little addicted to those things.
For sure. So when I was competing, I stopped using them because every day wasn't ready. Need to rest. Read every day. So when I retired, I got back to it. Now I'm using them. But like when you're training for a fight, you can't.
Isn't that interesting?
I'm not taking 2 days off. I need to train. And the fight's coming up. Like if I'm in the red zone, I still need to train.
I know. Isn't that interesting? Like there's a wearable device would tell you you're not supposed to train, but yet in order to reach MMA peak physical condition, you have to push when you're not ready so that your body's forced to recover quicker.
I know this guy's training. That's why I got rid of it. During camp, I don't use it or didn't use it.
Well, it's weird because, like, what if you listened to it? Like, some people say, like, Terrence Crawford was talking about, like, there's times where he wanted to push where his coaches told him not to, and then he realized they were right.
Yeah, maturing through fighting, man, pulling back got easier as I got older. When I was a younger fighter, I didn't want to take any time off. I needed to be as many reps, as much time on the mats as possible. But as I got to like mid-30s, 36, I was like, I got to take days off. Complete days. Not just an easy day or a technique day. I just need to be out of the gym.
Just relax.
Yeah, reset my mind to where I want to be there.
Just hard for fighters because you operate on momentum of the conditioning and the training and the discipline. And it's like you're in there. And then to have a day where you're not, you feel like you're slipping backwards.
Right, and you show up to fight week with that momentum. Like, I did everything I could. I bust my ass every day. Like, it just gives you so much energy and so much confidence going into fight week.
You've turned over every stone.
Yeah.
Well, the worst thing, though, is seeing a fighter fight flat because they overtrained.
Yeah.
And the one thing that I always point to is when Tim Kennedy fought Kelvin Gastelum. and he had gone through 2 solid camps in a row. So he went through one camp, peaked, got ready for the fight, and then the fight got canceled, and then went right back into camp to train for Gastelum and didn't give himself the chance to recover. And, he's too tough.
Yeah.
Too tough, too disciplined, and his body broke down.
You're redlining that engine over and over and over. I mean, we just saw it with Merab, I think. Not that
little
taking
bit.
anything
Right.
away from Jan, but, you stay that busy, those kind of fights, those training camps, I mean, it's hard to do. That's what makes things like John Jones could be so impressive to me, man. Mm-hmm. To get on top and stay on top that long,
Yeah. I know. It's nuts. There's so few guys have been able to do that.
Especially in MMA. Too many variables, too many ways to slip on a banana peel, get caught at something,
I know. I kind of love that Khabib went out on top.
And
in
never
his
came back.
prime.
Respect. That's awesome.
And they offered him a lot of fucking money to come back. He's like,
sure.
nope,
Yeah.
nope.
Good for
Done.
him, man.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it. And then you go out, all your faculties, everything's fine, undefeated, go down a legend.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I think Floyd should have did it, like that. Now he's fucking fighting Mike Tyson, dude. Come on, man.
I know. There was some rumors around that Floyd was going to have a rematch with Conor, which is crazy. But I think Conor would probably do it, especially if there
Yeah.
weren't any drug testing involved.
I wonder if he's going to come back for sure. Yeah. But, man, to heal from an injury like he had, you probably need a bunch of stuff I don't know the ins and outs of that, but you probably need some help to heal.
He definitely needed some help to heal. The problem is once you get used to that help and you enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm getting used to the help.
I know. That's what I thought about Cowboy when he got jacked, and then he was like, he slimmed back down again. He said he was going to fight again, but I think he might have abandoned that.
I got hooked up with Brigham and Ways to Well. They did all my blood when I retired and got me. I turned down no testosterone for me, so I'm not on any testosterone. I just don't want to mess up my natural production because mine wasn't high, but it wasn't low. I'm just scared to mess with it,
Yeah, you don't need it, and it's peptides.
I'm 37.
Can do a lot for you.
Yeah, I'm on a bunch of peptides.
Yeah, peptides are the way to go.
And I feel great. Honestly, I wish I could have been on this shit when I was fighting, man.
I know.
Especially like the growth hormone releasing stuff, like
tesamorelin.
Exactly. Like I could
CGC,
have
ipamorelin.
pushed hard every day, man. As I got older, it got harder, man.
I know, and all it does is help your body recover. It's not like it gives you some sort of a performance-enhancing boost.
I know it definitely helps with like fat mobilization and stuff like that, but just being able to push hard every day is huge in fighting, man.
Well, just BPC 157, which offers no performance enhancing, but would help you heal soft tissue injuries. Because you're getting injured. You're just getting small injuries every day training. Every time you get leg kicked, every time you get punched in the stomach.
Arm barred, shoulder
everything,
locked.
Everything.
Your joints are always messed up.
Always.
Yeah.
Always. And if you wanted fighters to perform better, something that would allow them to heal better is only good. And it's not going to make you run faster. It's not going to make you jump higher. It's not going to make you an Ubereem. We're not talking about that.
And I'm not even sure if that's banned. I haven't checked
is.
It is?
BBC 157's banned.
Wow.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yeah, creatine, protein powders, that's the same stuff. You just recover better.
Well,
I don't understand
not
why.
banned. Creatine's not banned, thank God. But creatine in the 1990s was thought of the same way as steroids.
Right, yeah, I remember.
People thought like creatine's cheating. Oh my God, you're taking creatine. They literally put it in the same category as steroids. And then they realized, oh, it's actually a part of food.
It's great for your
It's
brain.
actually good for you.
Great for everything.
Yeah.
I just talked my wife into starting creatine. Women need it more than men, I was reading.
Right.
I read that
too.
my wife's just starting.
Yeah. I think the key is to like make sure you're hydrated too, and to make sure you're not taking too much of it, and make sure you get your blood checked, and so you're not putting a lot of pressure on your kidneys.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like dehydration and kidneys, that is one of the big things that happens to a lot of fighters that cut a lot of weight. They start getting kidney stones. I mean, Jose Aldo dealt with that. DC famously got pulled out of the Olympics.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was having kidney failure.
Yeah.
Yeah, your kidneys, man, they don't like you being drained out like that.
I've had a few weight cuts where I felt pain in my back, and I think that's kidneys.
100%, man. It's kidney shots.
Didn't happen often, but I've definitely had it.
And that's
Tightness.
spooky.
It feels kind of like cramping in a weird place you never had before in your back,
That's spooky. You're drying out your organs.
and then fighting for your life.
Crazy.
24 hours. It was nice, though, when I started making it to the top of the cards, co-main event, main event, because then you have like 30-something hours to rehydrate. If you're fighting early prelims in Vegas,
Right.
2 or 3 in the afternoon,
Right.
it's
Right.
not too long. Especially back in the day when weigh-ins were at 5 or 6 p.m. There wasn't a morning and ceremonial. The real weigh-ins were at 5, and you were going to fight at 2 the next day.
Yeah, those were nuts. That was crazy.
Yeah.
That was crazy when guys would like shuffle to the scale for the real weigh-in, and you'd see them all like a skeleton.
And you're facing off with your opponent trying to be tough, like
I know.
both dying.
Well, I always remember Jose Aldo versus Conor. Conor looked like he was one of the Walking Dead.
Yeah.
He looked like a zombie.
Yeah,
he was so skinny.
His face bones.
Yeah. See if you can find that. And he was also crazy, like like flexing.
He's always
and
crazy.
Hyped up with no body fat, no water, just completely dehydrated. Like, look at that. Look at that.
The
Come
eyes sunken in.
That is nuts. That guy weighed 145, and he probably weighed 170 or at least 165 when he got into the actual octagon that day.
I wonder if he does come back. I wonder what he's going to come back at, lightweight or welter.
Well, the real key is if. I mean, he's had a lot of opportunities, and I don't know.
I thought the Chandler fight was a layup for him.
That's the fight.
A great matchup for him.
Great fight technically. It's a great fight stylistically. It's a great fight age-wise. Chandler's got to be, 39 now?
He's up there, 38 or 39, yeah.
I mean, and then there was the hype of the Ultimate Fighter.
True, but it's just a layup for Conor. Chandler's hittable, covers distance, not that technically, huge movements.
Right.
You jump in, you get carried out. Conor's a sniper, man. I just think that's a great matchup for him.
It's also a great matchup for Chandler because he
You
doesn't
get paid.
get tired.
And he gets that, because he sat out for 2 years waiting on Conor.
It's also like, remember him with Oliveira? Even in the fucking third round, that dude is carrying Oliveira up and throwing him through the air and body slamming him while he's on his back.
Yeah.
Like, the dude's he has incredible endurance and incredible discipline. He's
For sure.
always fit.
Yeah.
And that's been Conor's Achilles heel, is that Conor, he's so explosive and so fast that if you're sprinting in that first round, guaranteed you're not going to have that same kind of energy in the fifth round.
Yeah, but some guys are just designed like that. You saw Tyron Woodley's a guy who has huge explosion, but they don't necessarily keep that for 25 minutes. But on the opposite side of that, you got a guy like Nate Diaz, who will keep that same pace from round 1 to 5.
Round 30.
Yeah.
That dude could. If
Or a
every
Hector
fight was
Lombard.
30, right.
Out of a cannon, and then slow down. Just the way muscles and fibers are connected. I don't know what does that to a human.
Well, the only guys that figured out how to fight with all that bulk and just is like Yoel Romero. He fought very smart. He was just like calm.
Still fighting.
Still fighting.
Dude, still fighting.
Jacked.
50 years old. Jacked. More jacked than ever. Yeah.
48 years old, 49 years old with abs, looking like a fucking super athlete.
I think he's doing bare knuckle maybe.
Yeah, he did bare knuckle. He did dirty boxing. There's a fight where he had in dirty boxing where he's touching the dude up, and then out of nowhere he just leaps up into the air. He does like a vertical. His like this 5-foot vertical lands on his feet and just starts putting it on a dude. Like, I'm tired of this. Let me show you what I can really do.
I've had fun. I'm done playing with the food.
I've had fun.
He's been on the mats a bunch at American Top Team as well. And just a freak athlete, man.
Freak. He's the freak of all freaks.
Just a freak athlete.
Yeah. I mean, he came out of that Cuban
They build him
program.
different over there.
Yeah, they build him with science.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he also figured out how to pace himself. He figured out how to like explode out of nowhere, but not explode the entire time. Like he had this casual, almost, he would lull you into a false sense of security and then just pounce on you.
Right.
Which
like
is
that
why,
knee he hit with Weidman with?
Yes,
Dude, that was
a perfect example. Perfect example because you're getting used to this kind of pace, and then
you get into the rhythm, and then you just break it up. But also, he didn't fight like. Obviously, he's a wrestler. He didn't wrestle too hard and really gas himself out. He fought smart to do what he's good at, explode.
Rarely used his wrestling in MMA, which is so crazy.
Yeah.
It's really crazy if you think about how good of a wrestler he was.
Right.
Because he was one of the best wrestlers to ever compete in MMA. I mean, that dude was elite as a wrestler. And in MMA, he's just starching people.
Yeah.
When Luke Rockhold, and you starched Luke, like that was crazy.
Luke's another guy still fighting, I think.
I think he might be done now. When he got knocked out by Darren Till in the boxing, I think that might be it. I think that might be it. And Darren Till's got a resurgence, man. As a boxer, he looks fucking fantastic.
I saw the highlights of that, but I haven't seen a whole lot.
Bro, he looks real good. He looks because
he's always been a good striker.
Very good striker, and his Achilles heel has been his knees. You know, he's had some serious knee problems, and it really impeded him from being able to train hard. And he wasn't the best grappler in the world, and so that was always his problem. But as a striker, I mean, that guy was like very, very good. And you're seeing him now in boxing, like he's making a real run. I think it's very interesting because if you watch him box Rockhold, and you realize like Rockhold's a really good striker, but against Darren Till, he looked like he had no business in there.
Yeah. That's something I would like to do, man, box.
Still?
I always wanted to have a couple before I've, but I'm still under contract. Even though I'm retired, I still have a contract with the UFC. So.
Do you think the UFC would let you out, or they have Zuffa boxing
Dude,
now?
so they don't, trust me, I already pitched it to them.
Did you?
Me and Nate Diaz, Zuffa boxing, let's go.
Let's go.
170, whatever, or
What'd they say?
168, super middleweight, let's do it. They don't want any crossover.
What?
I think Zuffa wants to be taken as
Do
a
they
serious.
hate money?
They must hate money.
Do they hate money?
They hate money.
Why do they hate money?
I don't know. They want to be taken by the boxing world serious. And I think if you open that door of an MMA guy fighting under Zuffa boxing, every guy on the roster, every girl on the roster is going to want to do the same. It just becomes a mess, I think.
I don't know about that.
Yeah?
I don't think it's a mess.
I think there are some really fun MMA boxing matchups you can make.
Yes. Fuck yes. Especially when guys get older and, you don't want to go through the training camp with wrestling and leg kicks and all that shit.
That's the thing. Like thinking about a boxing training camp, dude, with no grappling, no wrestling, just run, condition, and box, it would be smooth sailing. Dude, I love it. Yeah.
Isn't it funny?
I'm on the beach.
As
man.
tough as boxing is, like for you, like, oh, this is going to be
I
so
only have to
nice.
box. That's great. Yeah. Honestly, man, in training camp, those are my favorite days. Striking, sparring is my favorite days. Like the wrestling classes, 2-hour Mako on Monday is like brutal, bro.
Well, it'd be great for you because you've always had great hands. Like for you, that's a perfect.
Well,
like,
I started boxing before mixed martial arts.
That would be a perfect way for you to get some other fights in. I don't understand Zuffa.
Yeah. I would just love to lace them up and box professionally once.
I know they want to like redo boxing, and I know they want to and I think there's probably some real merit there. Obviously, what the Saudis have done with Riyadh season has been amazing. Making matchups that no one can make.
I'm a big
they
Conor
have the
Ben
money.
fan too, man. I'm excited to see him fight in Zuffa. And the guy he's fighting is from New Orleans. Like I know the guy. Like, it's fun.
It is exciting, and it will definitely. I think they will elevate boxing, and Dana is throwing all of his cards into that. So I'm sure it's going to work.
Yeah, I'm glad we're seeing more boxing, Zuffa boxing, and less power slap on my feed whenever I go to online and stuff.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan.
I've never been to one, but man, it's just fucking
Not my jam.
yeah. When I fought my retirement in New Orleans, Mike Brown went to the power slap they had there, and he said it was awesome in person.
Oh, sure. It's
Yeah.
awesome to watch someone get slapped, but, I'm not interested. I watch it on my fucking phone every now and then. I'll see.
I mean, the
someone will
highlights are
send
good
me one.
enough. You see the
Yeah.
knockouts and the crazy stuff, but
It's great TikTok content.
for sure.
You watch someone get slapped and they go forward and their head hits the desk and they fall backwards, but it's like it's a concussion. You're watching
And you can't.
concussions.
There's no defense. There's
Right.
no you can't
That's crazy.
flinch or you get it's penalty if you do.
That's crazy. That don't make any
Right.
sense to me. I don't get it. But I think they've missed out on the opportunity to have a Muay Thai league. That's what I think.
America just doesn't buy into it that big.
I don't think that's true.
No.
No, I just think they.
Well, I mean,
haven't served
one
it
is doing it
correctly.
on Amazon, and
Yeah,
but
it's like who's watching Amazon? That's the problem.
Yeah.
You have a show on Amazon. Like I know guys who've released comedy specials on Amazon. Like, good luck finding it. Nobody cares. That's just the reality of this platform. Whatever. I mean, look, Amazon is a phenomenal platform for buying stuff. I love it for buying things.
Oh, dude,
I use it all the time.
every week.
It's great for buying books, audiobooks. It's great for buying products. But for watching content, it's kind of a mess. They had a couple big shows like The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel and The Terminal List. Those are great shows, and those brought a lot of people over there. But, I mean, you know how big The Terminal List would have been if it was on Netflix? As big as it was on Amazon? More people watch Netflix
For sure.
than are ever going to watch anything on Amazon.
Sure. That's why what Jake's doing with the Netflix and bringing boxing, MMA there, like it's big, man. Mm-hmm. It's big. So many people are going to be
Yes.
watching this.
100%. But I think that if one was somewhere else, I think it would have been.
There you go.
On the way here today.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, that got announced this morning.
An MMA fight?
It's with that. Yeah, it's the third fight on that card now.
That's the Rousey card.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Interesting. That's very interesting. That's very interesting. That's a good fight.
Dude, you said a lot of people don't go to Amazon to watch TV. I just went down a rabbit hole for weeks because I have a newborn, at home. So I did the night shift, and I ran out of shit to watch on Netflix and on
How
Hulu.
do you run out of shit to watch on Netflix?
Dude, staying up till 4 a.m. every night with a baby boy is like hours of documentaries, hours of stuff. I switched over to Amazon, and it was like a whole new world, man.
Well, there's a lot on there. It's just they don't have the same viewers. Like our podcast is on Amazon. The numbers that we get from Amazon compared to everywhere else is so small.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
just the reality of the way they've sort of marketed it, and Amazon Prime Video just doesn't have the audience that everything else does.
Right. And it's such a big platform. You'd think it would be crossover from.
I think it's a mistake on their part because the product side is so big, and like Amazon for buying stuff is so big that it's almost like an afterthought. And
That
they
have
put
video
some
and-
money in it, but not the same sort of focus. Also, the interface when I've gone to it is a little weird. It's hard to find things. It's not as simple. Like the interface on Netflix is like the algorithm's great. It's really good at recommending you things. It knows what you like. It shows you things. It's easy to find things.
For sure.
Amazon's like a little tricky. You go there and you're like, what? But see, the ONE FC thing faces the same problem that PFL has. Like, look, PFL is on ESPN Plus. So you would imagine PFL would get the same sort of audience that the UFC got, but it doesn't.
No, of course not.
Because the UFC brand is like NFL. Like
The machine. It's
yeah.
just. Yeah, they own that space.
But the fights on ONE FC are fucking amazing. Like, especially the Muay Thai fights.
With the small gloves?
Oh, my God, man. And I was trying to pitch this to Dana. So I started sending Dana. He goes, send me some. So I started sending him all these, like, high-level Muay Thai fights and high-level kickboxing fights. And they're fucking phenomenal. Look, he didn't like the Charles Oliveira, this, excuse me, this Max Holloway Charles Oliveira fight. He didn't like it. Like the BMF fight,
Yeah,
the fight wasn't that good. I was like, I thought it was a great fight.
It was impressive if you were a fan of technique and a fan of how hard it is to do that to somebody like Max. Like, super impressive.
And I was a fan of Max's defense. I mean, Oliveira was on his back in the first round. A lot of people would have got finished there.
First minute and a half, I
Yes.
think. Dry.
Right.
I got finished there.
Yeah, I mean, I think Oliveira is one of the greatest submission artists that ever competed in the sport,
Yeah.
if not the best.
Numbers prove it.
Yeah, and against elite guys like you and like Justin and like he's fucking
And then
good,
Gamrot, dude.
man.
Gamrot is. I trained with him for years. He's a wrestler, but his grappling is incredible, man.
Bro, he got tied up in knots
Yeah.
with Oliveira.
Yeah.
Oliveira's a nightmare.
I knew it could happen, but I didn't think it would be that.
I was stunned too. I was like, God, he's good. He's so good on the ground. So like props to Max for surviving. But if Data didn't like it, so I started sending him.
When you have the title, the BMF, like, you want to see some violence.
I understand, but it's still just a fight. You can't fight outside of your
Just because a
zone.
BMF belt's on the line, you can't go out swinging for the fences.
Right.
But
I get it. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I mean, on the feet, I think Oliveira was winning on the feet
dude,
too.
he hurt Max in the first. I think he hurt him in the fifth.
Well, he definitely hurt him in the fifth when they did the point down
Yeah,
the ground thing,
yeah.
and then he cracked him and rocked him. Oliveira's fucking good.
He is, man.
He's
He
so
is.
good.
He's just known. We put the label on the grappler because he's finished so many guys and so many bonuses. But he can strike, man.
He's good everywhere. Like with the Chandler fight, he almost gets finished in the first round, comes back and hits it with a clean left hook in the second.
Yeah.
He's
Even-
fucking good, man.
Yeah, knocked him out. Even
Yeah.
when I fought him, like he did a good job of picking where the fight happened. He wouldn't fight me in boxing range. It was either all the way in clinch or out where he was keeping my body, staying long. Kicking range or clinching range is kind of where he fought me. Mm-hmm. The times I did have success was in the boxing range, but he didn't let that happen.
Well, it just shows you how fucking good Ilia Topuria is.
Fuck.
God damn that dude.
Dude, I love Justin. I'm a fan. I don't like this matchup for him.
Well, you know what? I mean, Justin knows what he's getting into, and it's hard to count that dude out. He's such an animal.
Yeah, he
And-
can land the shot, but
and it's in the White House. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? But that dude has the touch of death.
Yeah.
He has the touch of death.
and he's not a big guy. I've never seen him in person, but I was talking to somebody recently, and they said, no, he's 5'7",
He's small, man. He's not big.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a photo of me standing next to him when we did the podcast. We're standing next to you. He's much smaller than me. And, bro, he puts people into the shadow realm.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, yeah.
just technique and confidence. His confidence is crazy. He had a victory party for the Oliveira fight the night before.
Drinking wine. I saw.
I don't
yeah.
think he was drinking wine.
No?
I think he was drinking water the night before, but he has drank wine in weigh-ins
Yeah.
when he's getting ready to weigh in the weight cut. He only did that for 2 camps. He told me though. He said it's too much. I was just like fucking hungover the next day. Like, what am I doing?
Right, and you're about to get your brain beat up. You're dehydrating. Your drink. Come on.
Well, I think he's dehydrating himself, and he said the wine actually helps you get dehydrated.
Yeah,
more.
alcohol definitely does.
Yeah, but nobody does that. Nobody
No.
drinks wine for the weigh-ins. That's crazy.
No, bro. And like, I'm not drinking anything. I'm so depleted by that time. You know.
I know, and he's getting hammered.
Lucky
and
and winning world championships.
Well, it was only 2 fights he did that for, so it became like something where people were pretending he does it every weigh-in.
He's got all these young fighters out there in the world drinking on weigh-in day. I'm gonna be like the champ, man.
Yeah, but he's crazy talented.
For sure.
In
For
a
sure.
weird way.
Whatever it is, he has it. He has it.
He's got it in his mind. He's got it in his technique. His grappling's fun. I watched a video of him grappling with Merab, and he was all over Merab.
And that's
crazy.
That's what they say. His grappling's just as good, if not better, than his stand-up.
That's where he started.
I've
He
never
started
seen
as
it.
a grappler.
I've never seen him grapple though.
Well, he finished Bryce Mitchell on the ground, and he's finished a few people on the ground. He's like, he does clearly have phenomenal submission ability. What are you showing me here? What is this him?
He says he's done it for a long time.
Yeah, you can see his
He
face
said
was already
that.
sucked in a little bit.
He said that when he was on the podcast, though, that he only did it twice.
3 years ago.
That's hilarious. Look, he's all tipsy and drunk. Get
Look,
ready
I
to
tell
win.
this to young fighters. There's no right. I mean, obviously, don't smoke crack before a fight. There's no right or wrong way. Everybody's different. Whatever
Right.
makes you feel comfortable to perform and compete, like, everybody's different. If there was a cookie cutter, perfect way to work, everybody would do it.
Well, look at Carlos Prates.
Yeah, exactly. Smoking
Smoking
cigs,
cigarettes like the day of the fight. He's sitting there smoking Marlboro
darts,
Reds.
darts. Who was the
And just
boxer
fucking everybody up
back
man.
in the day?
Oh yeah, Mayorga.
Mayorga.
Ricardo Mayorga.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
He would
big
smoke
some-
cigarettes.
Yeah, drinking fucking Carlos drinking whiskey, smoking
know.
cigs, like
He's like,
And
I'm
going out
always
there
gonna
and-
party and always gonna fuck people up.
respect.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna fight. Is he fighting Jack Della Maddalena? Is that the fight?
I'm not
I
sure.
believe that's the fight in Perth. That is a very good fight.
Yeah, a tough one for Jack to come back to, man.
Mm-hmm.
I was in MSG when Islam took the belt from him, dude. Complete domination.
Well, that's another guy. Like,
Complete
how
domination.
good is that guy?
And Ilya was talking about fighting him too. You know, the size difference
Mm-hmm.
would be so big.
So big.
Islam is huge.
He's huge.
He's huge.
He's too big for 55, and then you see him at 170. Like, how did you ever make 55?
Right. Right.
Because he's so dominant at 170.
Yeah, Hunter from the UFC, I was in his office not too long ago, and they keep record of all the weights fight night. They don't release them all, but they keep it. And we were talking about the Islam fight when I fought Islam, and he was telling me his weight. I was like, that's
What did he
insane.
weigh?
192 or something, I think.
The day of the fight?
I think so, yeah.
That's
something, 190,
crazy.
191, something around there.
That's crazy.
I was 176.
That's great. But it looks like it in the cage. Like, whenever
I know. I
interview
looked
him,
across under those spotlights, and they had veins in his shoulders and shit. I'm like, fuck, this guy's huge.
the ones where I'm like, how? Gregory Rodriguez is the one where I'm like, how?
Yeah.
How? How are you 185? How?
Mm-hmm.
You're 6'3". You're built like a Greek god. How? How do you ever weigh 185?
Yeah.
How is that even possible? Whenever I interview him, I'm like, how?
Right.
Because I'm standing next to you, and I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, this doesn't. You're not a 185-pound guy. You're huge.
Like in his prime when Luke Rocco was a champion, he's huge, man. Huge.
Huge.
185?
Yoel Romero.
Yeah.
Yoel Romero's the best example. Like, how? How are you 185?
Built like an anvil, dude.
Yeah.
Solid all the way through.
When he came in to do the podcast and Joey Diaz translated for him, he was like 230.
Yeah.
Just like his neck starts at the top of his head. Just a tank.
And shredded always.
Shredded.
No jiggle, dude. Shredded always. Veins in his abs, like crazy.
Yeah, and he was talking about the Cuban program. I'll never forget. It was like talking about like how they have the lower level guys only eat twice a day, but the top level guys eat 3 times a day, and so everybody is competing literally for food.
Crazy you say that. In Angola prison in Louisiana, there's a boxing league. If you're on the boxing league and get accepted into it, you get more meals and stuff. So the same thing, these prisoners are like trying their best to stay on this boxing league. You get more meals, more time, more free time.
Wow.
They actually fight other prisons, man.
Whoa.
I was thinking this would be a great documentary to come out with.
That would be a great documentary.
And it's CCTV to the other prisons, so other prisons can watch in their cells.
Whoa.
They bus them to Angola. Other prisons in Louisiana, they box.
Wow.
They put out a schedule every year. If you ever want to go to one, it's invite only. But I can.
I'd rather watch at home.
It's
if that's
bro.
possible.
It feels illegal, dude. It feels illegal.
Well, it might not be legal in other states.
Yeah, it might not be legal in Louisiana. I might be getting in trouble for saying this.
Is anybody any good?
Hell yeah.
What do you think Bernard Hopkins came out of jail?
I mean, the guy, obviously, Tyson beat him, but the Black Rhino was an Angola boxing prisoner who got out or pardoned to fight Mike Tyson.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy. I did not know that. Mm-hmm. So did they have a program where they have coaches and
They have to.
do they have equipment and everything? Wow.
And different, according to the schedule, they'll bus them to the other prisons to fight, and it's played through all the prisons in Louisiana.
Man, you find a highly skilled guy who's in that program.
And they let him
they
go,
have
bro.
Nothing to lose.
The refs, they're legitimate refs, but they let the fights go, man.
What kind of nutrition are they getting, though? They're getting prison food?
Yeah.
Or they get any better food if you're
No, I
boxing?
think prison food, but they get more meals. They get to eat extra.
Still terrible food, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Angola's a crazy prison, man. Grow all the food there, make all the clothes there.
They grow their food there?
Yeah.
Oh, so maybe their food's not
self-sustaining.
that bad.
Self-sustaining. I'm sure they ship a bunch of stuff in, but they do have crops. And it's such a big operation that the guards and the staff live on the prison grounds. There's a elementary school.
Really?
Yeah, there's the guards, kids and stuff go to school on the grounds. It's wild, man.
Oh, that can't be good.
It's wild. Every October they have the rodeo there.
Article about that boxing association from 2011.
Wow.
Some photos and an interview with some people, I think, that were part of it.
Well,
Couldn't
you
find a
want to
video.
focus. You know, women weaken legs. Ain't no women in there, dog.
Hell no.
That's crazy.
Yeah, serious business, man.
I did not know that. That's nuts, man. Yeah, how come no one's done a documentary on this, or have they?
I know. Well, B-Hop was a prison boxer in Philly, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, this would be a great documentary, man.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, Bernard learned. Learned like real discipline in prison, and also learned that he never wants to go back.
No.
You know, which is as important.
And I think Angola's like maximum security, so you don't go there if you have less than like 25 years or something. So these guys are in there for a long time just trying to find things to do, and boxing, eating extra, getting more free time. Why wouldn't you do it?
Also,
Get
it
in
just
shape.
keeps you focused. You have something to concentrate on other than the fact that you're in jail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was wild, bro. They set up a ring like in a cafeteria. I went there once to watch it. It was insane.
Wow.
It felt like I was doing something wrong. It felt like I was doing something wrong.
Were the guys good?
Fuck yeah. Some of them were good, man.
Wow.
Really good.
Wow.
Fuck.
That's interesting. They pardoned that guy. Who's the
There's
Black
titles
Rhino?
too. They have belts. The Black Rhino, Clifford, maybe.
ATN.
Yes.
That's right. That's
So
right.
he was in prison boxing in Angola, and he fought Tyson.
Wow. No shit.
Yeah.
I mean, why not, man? At least it gives them something to focus on. The idea is like, oh, you're gonna make a more dangerous felon, bro. They're dangerous.
Yeah.
They're dangerous. They're in there for murder. What do you think? What do you think? They're in there for armed robbery, murder. Like, let them fight.
Right. Doing life like.
Right. Exactly. Like, also, we trying to pretend that that's not going to improve the quality of their life and improve them as a human being. Like, doing something difficult, even if it's difficult and violent like fighting, will make you a better human being.
For sure.
It'll make you
Yeah,
tougher,
yeah.
smarter, more disciplined, more focused. Also, release all the aggression there so you don't have aggression in, like, regular altercations nearly as much.
Yeah. That's where I'm at right now. Like, leaving fighting in the rear view is like, what do I do with my life now?
Are you still
days
training
are
at
long.
all?
Dude, I've been traveling so much. Twice a week, maybe. You know, if I'm home on Friday, I do open mat jiu-jitsu,
Mm-hmm.
couple kickboxing classes if I can make it. But I've just been traveling so much, man.
Why have you been traveling so much?
Sponsors, appearances, cornering buddies, like just saying yes to everything that I couldn't before. You know,
Right.
I'm more busy now, I think, because before I would shut everything down. Like, I got to get ready for this fight. I have to focus on this. No, I can't do anything. Black out these dates. Now it's like,
You're really good on the desk, man.
I enjoy it, man. I really do
You
enjoy
can tell. Yeah.
So-
I mean, I think that's one of the best things that the UFC does with former fighters is they give them this opportunity to do stuff on the desk. I think that's huge.
I hope they keep bringing me. I just signed a contract for the year. When it was ESPN, I was kind of doing like independent contractor stuff. They would ask me, I would say yes, but I'm on contract with the UFC for a year, so hopefully they keep bringing me, man. all the people behind the scenes, just being around the event that I've fought at for so long, it just makes me feel good.
Yeah.
And I
No,
get
it's
nervous
great.
because it's live TV. You can't fuck up. Live TV is different.
Well, I would like to see they allow more of you guys to take the spots doing fights in commentary.
Oh, like color?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, right now it's just Dominic Cruz, Paul Felder, Michael Bisping, and DC. That's essentially it.
Yeah.
I mean, those are only former fighters from the UFC that are doing it. And I really think there's room for more guys.
Yeah.
Dan Hardy was great.
Yeah,
He-
for sure.
He was awesome at it.
Yeah, he was.
I don't know what the fuck happened with him in the UFC. They had some sort of a squabble, and he left. But he's fantastic over at PFL.
He's still with them?
Yeah, he does that. He's really good, man. He's a
Yeah, he breaks
smart-
stuff down. He's
very good.
Yeah, for
very
sure.
good. And he's a great guy. I've known him forever. He was a 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu guy, so I've known him since I must have met him 20 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, before he was fighting GSP, before he was fighting any of those guys, I knew him.
Yeah.
He would come over from England to train in America.
He was such a knockout artist. We never really get to see him do jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, no, he was good at jiu-jitsu too, man. I mean, he trained hard. And he's just a very smart dude who knows a lot about the sport.
Yeah, it seems like it. When he's breaking down stuff, you can tell he's studied.
He's also just like a very skillful commentator because he's very intelligent and the way he describes things, it's exciting. I mean, I think I don't know what happened with them.
And when I'm on the desk with those guys, I try my best to not break things down too much. Like on the stat side, I try to make it seem like a conversation, sit on the couch watching fights with your boys, where I talk about experiences that I've had and stuff, because they explained it to me. Like, that's what fans want to see. If they want to look up stats, they'll go look it up. They don't want to hear you talk about submission attempts and exact stats. They want to know your experience.
Yeah.
So, like, each rep, I think I'm getting better, opening up and being more myself. I'm trying to do a good job, man. I really, really enjoy it.
I think stats are interesting sometimes, but what's really more important than that is like a technical breakdown of abilities.
Right.
Because stats, it's variable depending on who you're fighting. Like you take Charles Oliveira's stats, and then you say his fight with Islam Makhachev, and you say, okay, well, where's the stats? Like it's really dependent upon skill sets, who's your level of competition, who you're competing with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That was a quick submission, though.
Bro.
The stats are one submission attempt, one submission.
Bro, he's got a crushing squeeze. Well, you
It's
could
different,
speak
bro.
to that.
It's different. Yeah. He strangled me. And the way he did it, I think Moicano filled in last minute to fight Islam and got caught with the same choke. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like a Darce choke, but he locks it on his forearm.
Yeah.
He doesn't go to the bicep.
I know.
And the squeeze is different. He's pulling to his chest. It's not like a angle squeeze. It's different. So the defense is different. When I got my legs out and tried to walk around, he hooked my leg, but like the squeeze is completely different. Completely different. You belly down and kind of get some space to breathe. You can't the way he does it.
Craig Jones broke it down.
It's like a front choke, almost like a squeeze to your chest. It's not an angle that you use for a normal Darce choke.
I know. I was shocked the first time I saw him do it. I was like, maybe he just couldn't cinch up the bicep. And then I saw him do it a second time. I was like, no, this guy's trying to do it that way. He grabs right
Yes,
here, right?
yeah. And
Craig Jones
pulls
did
to
an
his
awesome
chest.
breakdown of it on YouTube where he explains why it's effective and what's so good about it.
And when he gets the grip locked in, like it's complete, immediate blood shutdown. Usually you feel it slowly fading away. It was like right away.
Wow, so that dude's got a back.
Like
you
the
could
hole
scream a
started-
drive-through movie on.
The darkness started coming in like as soon as he got the grip.
Really?
Yeah.
He's so fucking strong, man. There's something about those Dagestan guys, man. Like the discipline those motherfuckers have.
Yeah.
There's Dagestan guys that are making their way into Muay Thai now, too. There's this dude, Asadullah Imam-Ghazaliyev. I talk about him all the time, but I can't talk about him enough. He's one of those ONE FC guys that is fighting in Muay Thai from Dagestan, and this fucking kid is 22 years old, and he's knocking out multiple-time world Thai champions.
I've never seen him.
Bro, this dude is a freak. I mean, he's just putting people into the shadow realm every fight.
Dude, it's so wild to fight 4-ounce gloves in Muay Thai.
I know.
But I mean, you can throw elbows and stuff and knees, so
It's perfect. It's like 4-ounce gloves. I mean, look, you're throwing elbows, knees, everything else in the clinch. It allows you to grapple better.
it just makes it so much more dangerous for the blocking. You don't have the gloves covering all the space around your ears.
But this cat is special, man. He's special.
Nasty body.
And he's from Dagestan. It's like, okay, imagine this motherfucker gets into MMA, everybody's fucked. If this guy can wrestle at all, which you know he can if he's from fucking Dagestan.
Well, they do a lot of kickboxing for Sambo, right?
Yeah. This dude's something, though. He's something new.
Oh, my God.
Because he's 22 years old. And he's like world Muay Thai champions. He's sleeping them all.
Yeah.
It's nuts, man.
What
And,
weight is that?
145. I think he's 145 or 35. 145.
Probably tall and lean.
132? Is that what it says?
Oh, this thing right here says on screen. Weight limit 132.7.
Interesting.
5'10".
Interesting.
60 kilograms.
Yeah. 22 years old, man.
Well, at that weight, and then you think about one has some crazy thing. Look at this. Win, knockout, win, knockout, win, knockout. He's a freak, man. And that one dude that made it to the unanimous decision is just this kid from Morocco who's just tough as shit. But goddamn, he took a beating.
They have such a great product, man. I wonder how many viewers and how the ratings are.
I mean, it's big in Asia, but they have financial struggles. I don't want to speak to it because I don't know enough, but there's a lot of talk.
I know they wanted to start doing shows in America.
They've done a few.
Yeah.
I know they did one in Colorado. They maybe have done multiple. I'm not aware. But it's a great product. That's the thing. It's like I love watching their kickboxing fights on YouTube. And that kid Yuki Yoza that I was telling you about that throws calf kicks, he's fucking everybody up with calf kicks. And there's another guy from a lot of these Kyokushin guys, especially in kickboxing. So, like, they have different rule sets over there in one. You can fight kickboxing where they use big gloves, or you could fight Muay Thai where they use little gloves. And I think they've had Muay Thai fights where they have big gloves, too. So, in the kickboxing, you're not allowed to clinch, not allowed to throw elbows. But you can throw knees, but you can't clinch and just continue to throw knees, and you can't sweep and you can't take guys down. It's a little confusing. I think Muay Thai is the way to go. But the thing about kickboxing in Japan is like they just wanted to. That's what K1 was. They're like, let's just take out all the clinching and make this as exciting as possible. What's the best way to do that? And the elbows are very effective, obviously, and knock a lot of guys out, but also cut a lot of people open and stop fights prematurely, which is why Pride didn't allow elbows, which is really crazy. When you think about that, because Pride had soccer kicks and stomps.
But you were fighting multiple times.
True.
Cuts, if you get cut in the first fight, it could change everything. I think that makes sense.
But I mean, soccer kicks? Stomps and soccer kicks with no elbows?
Yeah.
It's hard to say because
knees to a grounded guy.
Yeah. Ground and pound elbows are so effective. It's so important. I mean, it really, guys that think they're comfortable and safe in the guard, you're not. You're not when a guy can still bust you up with elbows from a short distance. It's a very effective technique.
Yeah, very damaging cut. Yeah, it is very, very damaging technique.
Well, there's a real problem with the cage, and the problem is the wall. Like, the fence is an artificial structure that keeps you from being able to move. And I've always said this, that I think it should be an open mat. It should be a large mat. And you should not...
Like a wrestling mat?
Yeah, like a big wrestling mat. Like, think about a basketball game. Like, think about how much space is on a basketball court. And you still get 16,000 people in there to watch a basketball game.
Guys would be, I would think, running around a lot of...
Maybe you get penalty for moving too much. Maybe you have red
Pride,
zones.
yeah.
You have a red zone.
Yellow card or...
Well, you have a center that you're supposed to stay in, and then you have a red zone outside of it, and then you have a black zone outside the red zone where you get points taken away.
Yeah.
You enter into the red zone too many times, you get a warning for the first time, another warning for the second time, third time, you get a point taken away. So you can use it once or twice to evade, but then you got to go back into the area where you're supposed to fight.
I think that would be cool. How big of an area are you talking?
Basketball court.
That's too big, man. That's too big.
How about football? How about football fucking field?
That's
Meet
too
in the
big.
center.
That's too big.
They're doing that with no rules fights.
Yeah?
Yeah, I watch a lot of no rules fights. They're horrible.
The Russian stuff?
They're so scary because guys just mount guys and gouge their eyes out.
Yeah.
They're mounting people and just shoving their fingers in their eyes, and guys are screaming and tapping, and it's like, oh.
I run across some pretty crazy stuff on IG sometimes
Lord.
from those
But they're
crazy
fighting in
shows.
parking lots. They're fighting on
phone booths,
Yeah.
cars, upside
Yep.
down,
I
underwater.
see
They're
that.
fighting everywhere.
They're fighting everywhere.
I saw them on a cargo container floating on top of water where you get knocked off.
That's crazy. It's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
What if
American
you get
Gladiators.
KO'd and you fall into the water and you just breathe water and they don't rescue you in time.
Just fight with those kid floaties on. you get knocked out, you just float to the top.
Instead of those Muay Thai things.
Yeah, blow them up.
Kid floaties
Your
on
corners
your
your corners blowing them up.
Yeah, but I think the cage. I'd like you know how like the UFC BJJ does that sloped surface.
Uh-huh. A perfect example.
Karate Combat does that sloped surface. That's a good one.
And that's a big space they fight in Karate Combat.
Yeah,
Something like that I think would be good.
it would be better. There's something about but the problem is then you're backing up and you hit that ramp and you fall down.
Or what was the old karate? It was like, I don't think it was Chuck Norris.
Chuck Norris.
Yeah,
Chuck Norris's
his
league.
league, something like that.
Yeah, I think it was World Combat League or something. I went to see that one.
WCF. Or
Yeah, something like that. World Combat Federation. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the first guy to do a slanted thing, though, was Frank Shamrock. You know, a lot of people don't realize that Frank Shamrock had an organization for a while. And they
know that.
fought in like this sloped sort of thing.
Fucking Kumite.
Yeah, I think he might have been the first guy. Frank was way ahead of his time. Way ahead of his time.
Yeah.
And he's another guy that got erased because he had a falling out with the UFC, and he got kind of erased from the lineage of like elite fighters from the past.
Fighting older in Strikeforce, like still bodied up, and
I know.
he was a student of martial arts.
Yes, yes. But by the time he got to Strikeforce, his kind of best days were behind him, like when Nick Diaz beat him up.
Yeah.
He wasn't the same guy. Or when he fought Phil Baroni, he wasn't the same guy. He had a lot of knee problems, and it's like he's just not. After a while, it's like
He might have been like 40s in Strikeforce or
I don't know how old he was.
late 30s, 40s. You know?
Late 30s for sure. But when you go back to his fights in the UFC, I mean, he was a pioneer, man. When he fought Tito Ortiz, he was nowhere near Tito's size. And he just beat Tito with cardio. Just cardio and defense. And then eventually wore his ass down and beat him up and changed Tito's entire strategy for fighting after that.
He was one of the guys early who was like super fit, super, you know, really focused on his health and nutrition and supplementation and everything. Back then, you didn't see a whole lot of that, but he was one of the guys for sure.
Well, the Lion's Den, you know, Ken Shamrock's, the thing that they put guys through, this gauntlet that they put guys through in order to make the team, to make the fight team, was hell. It was just hell. They wanted guys to break. And so extreme conditioning, extreme mental toughness, like all that was emphasized.
Yeah.
And so Frank was the best example of that, though, because he was elite everywhere. He was elite taking guys down. He had great submissions. He had great striking. And, you know, he fought some wild fights, man. I mean, he fought Ensign. I don't remember where that was. Was that in K1? But he beat Ensign with knees. Like, he'd fought in multiple organizations. Obviously, he started out in Pancrase.
Yeah.
But he had only been training for like a year or something like that when he fought Boss Rutan in Pancrase. He was super fucking talented, man.
Why? They let him wear boots, right? Or some kind of leg?
Yeah, you had some weird shin pad deal with. Well, you had wrestling shoes with shin pads and open hand slaps. You know.
Yeah. It was always palm.
Yeah. So what is this in? Does it say what it's in?
2011.
This says UFC. It's not UFC. Oh, it's Vale Tudo, Japan.
Yeah, this was before 2011. They just
Yeah. Okay, so this is Vale Tudo, Japan. So Vale Tudo, Japan, I wonder if it's the same Vale Tudo that Hickson fought in. So Hickson was, you know, the champion of Vale Tudo, Japan early on. Well, that was like in the documentary Choke. You've seen that, right?
A long time ago, yeah.
Documentary rules.
Yeah, man.
That documentary rules. So that's how Hickson became a legend.
Back in the real NHB, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No rules days.
Right.
Well, the first UFC that I went to was UFC 12 in Dothan, Alabama. And you could wear wrestling shoes. You could punch guys in the nuts.
Yeah.
Hair pulling.
Yeah.
Grab their clothes.
No
It
weight
didn't
class?
matter. There was 2 weight classes back then. Because Vitor won the heavyweight tournament back then. I think they had 2 weight classes back then. So they still recognize that there's some smaller guys and some big guys. And the smaller guys are real talented, but they're never going to beat the big giant guys. So let's have a weight class for them.
Yeah. I remember renting VHS tapes with my dad of the old UFCs, dude.
What got you into the sport? Like, how old were you when you first started martial arts training, period?
17.
17. That's late.
Yeah.
if you think about it, right?
Well, I mean, if you want to call it wrestling, I wrestled for 2 years when I was 10 and 11 for a private club. We did like traveling Texas a lot, Louisiana, small club meets. But other than that, no combat sports, no martial art experience.
How'd you get into it?
Boxing, when I was 17, I wanted to box. Always wanted to box. Started going to a boxing gym. Met some MMA guys there. Didn't know they had MMA where I was from. Then went to the MMA gym and never went back to the boxing gym.
So what year are we talking?
2006, maybe?
Oh, okay. So this was right when the UFC first started.
This
getting
is like,
big.
I remember when Stefan and Forrest did the big thing. This was like beginning around the time I was training boxing and mixed martial arts. So that wave, like, I just never stopped.
Wow.
Yeah, man. What was it? The World Combat, like Chris Horodecki was over there, Ben Rothwell was over there. Remember, what was that? What was
Yes.
the team organization. That was big at the time.
Right. IFL?
IFL.
Yeah.
Yes. Everybody had teams and stuff.
That was weird.
That was real big around that time. Yeah, I didn't know.
That's where Dan Miller, Jim's brother, landed the grossest guillotine I've ever seen in my life. Have you ever seen this
I
one?
don't think so.
Oh my God, it's the worst guillotine of all time. He gets this guy in a guillotine, traps his head in his chest, and bends his chest so his head is connected to his own chest sideways. So like this, his head went all the way down and touched his chest. I don't even know how he stayed alive.
Yeah.
Watch this. Watch this. Watch this guillotine.
There it is.
Now check this
IFL.
out. No, watch this guillotine. Look at that. Look at that. Bro.
Jesus.
Bro, how's that guy alive?
He's
Look
not.
at that. Look at that. How is he alive? Have you ever seen that before? Ever? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That is the
Yeah.
craziest guillotine I've ever seen in my life. That's so crazy.
Looks like his neck's broken, bro.
How's he alive?
Yeah.
Like, first of all, why did it take so long for the referee to stop? Who's the referee?
Steve Mazzagatti.
No, I don't know who it is, but you could have probably stopped that a couple of seconds earlier. But I mean, it's just hard to imagine that a neck can go in that direction. Like, it's so that doesn't show it. The other angle that you showed is really what showed it.
Yeah.
The other angle where you see it from the side, where you see his head. Like when he cinches it up here, that is crazy. That you're not supposed to bend like that. You know, your ear's never supposed to touch your chest.
No.
I don't know how it does. I don't know. I mean, it just seems like everything would break. It seems like you would never walk again.
Dan's not fighting anymore, huh?
No. Jim's still fighting.
Jim's still rolling, man.
Jim's still fighting.
Still rolling.
It's crazy.
Most fights in UFC history.
And still fine. No surgeries. No nothing.
Yeah.
Still durable.
Did get beat up. I think was his last fight Bobby Green. That was the
Yeah.
last time I think I saw him fight.
I don't know if that was his last fight, but he definitely got beat up.
That
in
was
one.
I think
He's
that was the
definitely
last time I
lost
saw
a
him.
step. I mean, he's
I mean,
40 years
yeah,
old.
Yeah.
But man, dude still loves it. Still loves it.
Respect to him, dude.
Yeah. I mean,
He sent me a cookbook. He came out with a cookbook. He's a big cook and hunter and stuff. You know, he sent me
Yeah.
a cookbook and a spatula.
oh, that's
It's
hilarious.
like Captain Redbeard or Jimmy Redbeard on the spatula. It's like engraved into it. Fuck yeah.
He's quite a character.
Yeah, I like him. I like him, man.
I like him a lot too. He's a very fun dude, and also complete wits about him. Doesn't have any problems mentally. You know, he's like
Seems
all
like a
those
hard
fights-
worker. He's always on his farm doing stuff. Like you would
Yeah.
never think he was a fighter if you didn't know.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a fascinating character. Well, the thing about this sport is that like exceptional humans are exceptional at fighting. Like to be an exceptional fighter, you have to be an exceptional person. There's really no way around it. There's like, it's too hard to do. You have
Right,
to be a
right.
very unique kind of human being that can get through those camps, that can perform under the big lights, that can figure out how to keep getting better and evolve.
For sure. And that type of stuff is like the last time I was on a show where I was talking about, it's like a gift and a curse, man. It's like you have to be all in at something. Those kind of people who are built like that, whether it's fighting or drinking or whether it's good or bad, you're
right.
going all in. It's
That's
dangerous.
The problem, yeah.
Yeah.
The problem is like what you see with Connor. When they don't have the fighting, then they go all in with the other things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Fighting was always, for me, always pulled everything together, you know. That's why like retiring is scary, man. Days are long. I have a lot of time. I don't have to get ready for a fight. I don't, you
And
know.
you're still a young man too. You still have a whole lot of life ahead of you.
37, man.
Yeah, so it makes you think like, what do I do now? What do I do with my future? What do I do? What do you want to do?
Dude, I kind of got like, for a week or so, I wouldn't say depressed, but I kind of got into like a funk. Like, what the hell am I going to do with my life? Every day I would wake up for the last 20 years. How can I be a better fighter? What's new in fitness? How can I push myself? I want to be the champion. And then boom, you lay the gloves down and you wake up and you're a fucking civilian. Like,
Right.
it feels crazy, you know? It's like I'm relearning who I am. Like, I always knew fighting was just something I did. It wasn't who I was. But after 20 years of doing it, even though you know that and you think that, like, fuck, I don't know who I am without fighting.
How long did it take?
I'm a
before you
father, I'm a
felt-
husband, I'm a lot of things.
Right.
But, like, fighting was a cloud in my mind that never went away for 20 years.
Right.
And now I wake up and it's gone. Like, what do I do? I'm still trying to find out, Joe. I don't know.
Did you still get nervous when you would go to events? You know, that feeling that you get like you
When
feel
I
like you could
competed?
be competing? No.
Yeah,
Like,
dude.
When you go to other events for other people.
Yeah,
like
just-
the feeling like you might have to compete.
Dude, my hands are sweaty. Yeah.
That's weird, right?
For sure.
I mean, obviously,
It just happened to me a couple weeks when Max fought Charles. I was nervous. I had armpit stains. My hands were sweating. I'm like, dude, I hope those people don't see this.
right, because you feel like you're still there.
I'm
in
connected
that-
to both these
right.
guys for some reason.
Well, you are forever.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's what's so interesting about watching like old fighters, even old boxers when they go to like Hall of Fame ceremonies and they're seeing each other and hugging. Like those guys are connected in time forever.
Yeah,
Forever.
Max came up to the desk and I was like, we spent an hour of our lives fighting each other, as hard as we
Yeah.
could. And he didn't even know. He's like, no way, an hour? I'm like, yeah, dude. We went to 2 5-round decisions, and we
Right.
fought. The first fight was 1 or 2 rounds, so it's an hour of fight.
Yeah.
We spent
That's
an hour
crazy.
beating each other up.
That is crazy when you think about it.
An
that
hour is
way.
a long time, man. An hour is a long time to fight another man.
Especially bearing your soul in front of the world. It's not a regular hour. Just
Right,
hanging
yeah.
out at the beach.
It's the biggest hour.
Yeah. And it's an hour you're prepared for months each time.
But because of that, like you were saying with the boxers, like we have an unwritten thing we know about each other.
Yeah.
Something we never spoke about, but we know each other better than a lot of people do.
Yeah, you know when a person breaks and who doesn't break.
Max doesn't break.
He doesn't break.
No.
I mean, you see it in that fight. I mean, how does he go through that whole round and not get submitted?
Yeah.
Dry with Oliveira on his back and got close a few times. Like
For
he was
sure.
crushing his
yeah.
face.
Yeah.
You know?
Like that old Shinya Aoki where you go the angle, you can choke through the jaw.
Oh yeah, man. Guys go to sleep.
Neck
with-
crank, it'll choke you to sleep through the
Yeah.
jaw.
Well, even just a rear naked across your face, I've seen guys go to sleep.
Yeah.
They just go to sleep. You try not to tap, and you just wake up, and you're like, "How did he choke me out over my face?" Because it's like
If you get
blood
enough torque
restriction.
and crank, it'll cut off the vein or whatever. It'll put you out.
It's enough. Which is nuts.
And it's so much pain on the jaw too.
Oh, it's horrible.
Choking, getting lack of oxygen to the brain is one thing. Like the jaw binding up against the bones, like that sharp pain you get when somebody's face cranking you in your
Oh,
jaw.
it's hell.
Yeah, it feels like it's gonna dislocate.
Yeah, well, that was the thing with Khabib and Conor, where he did that torque crank, where he got his neck and he cinched it up with the forearm behind the neck,
Yeah.
and pulls back like this, like that is hell.
And those guys squeeze is different, man. Those guys
Different.
squeeze is different.
What is something about lifelong grapplers? There's like a density to them that's
And,
just different.
The density, the strength, and just like the knowing of where to put the pressure and what angle to turn your hips to make a big difference. People outside don't even see it, but it's so crucial in the moment.
Yeah.
When somebody's on your back and they just turn a little bit with the elbow, rather than just squeeze straight on. Small things like that, or what win fights.
I'll tell you the fight that I'm really looking forward to, because I don't know what's going to happen, is Hamzat versus Strickland. I'm very interested in that fight. Strickland is a fucking nightmare standing up.
For sure.
He's a nightmare.
For sure.
What he did to Fluffy Hernandez, I was like, holy shit, man.
The body shot, the finish. But he made Fluffy fight. He fights at a slower pace. He has his own pace in there, and he kind of forces the other guy to fight. His opponent has to fight this pace with him. I think the best chance is to blitz him, do unorthodox things, because he wants to jab, circle, throw a kick, jab, circle. He keeps a very slow pace. He's not sprinting or trying to blast you out of there. He just
Well, he doesn't get hit much.
chips away, high guard, good shell.
Yeah, very good show. His
Yeah.
defense is extraordinary. One of the things he was telling me is like, I spar more than anybody and I get hit less than anybody. And that is true. Like, if you think about how much that guy spars, it's a giant part of his training.
Look at James Toney. He was hard. He was hard to hit, and all he did was spar.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. Perfect example.
There's something taught in those moments.
100%.
Yeah.
Understanding of distance, timing, pattern recognition. You're constantly in there, moving around.
Right.
It's like, and then there's also the cardio that comes from sparring.
Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah.
Like because his cardio is almost entirely based on sparring, and man, that motherfucker doesn't get tired in there.
Right.
And the Fluffy fight was like, I thought Fluffy was going to be a problem. I'm like, Fluffy's really good, man. You think he submitted Adolfo Vieira? He's got all this fucking crazy cardio. He puts a pace on guys, and Strickland made it look like he just did not belong in there.
He's so heavy on that front foot, though. I can't believe guys aren't smashing that calf, man.
I know. Well, he's hard to hit, man, and he also knows how to do that fucking that hacky sack thing, where like you're bending your knee upwards. You know what I mean?
To check it?
Yeah. Well, you don't even check it. You just kind of like relax your leg and lift it up. You know who showed me that is Alex Pereira. He's like, instead of checking it, it was like if you check it, it still hurts you.
For sure.
But he just lifts his leg up. He just goes heel to knee on the opposite side. And so like a hacky sack move.
Right. I've seen guys take thigh leg kicks like that.
Yeah.
Kind of let it swing a little.
But he does it with the calf. So it's like he sees it coming. Instead of doing that, stepping out and checking it, he just like look at this.
That,
See
yeah,
that?
yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Well, that I think in this instance, I think that was probably I don't know if that was the first fight or the second fight, but Izzy's calf was already done. He was really happy. He told me after that fight, he goes, when he got stopped in the first fight, he goes, dude, I wasn't even that hurt. It wasn't that. He goes, I couldn't move. He goes, my calf was cooked.
It doesn't go away.
Yeah, that one's crazy.
That's hard to do, bro.
That's kind of silly.
Soccer move.
That's hard to do.
That's kind of silly. I don't think he really does that.
Block
in
it with the
fights.
bottom of your foot?
He could, though. I'm very interested in that fight, too. Him
Dude.
versus Cyril Gane. That's very interesting.
For sure. And I know the power is going to translate over to heavyweight. That's not going anywhere.
100%,
He'll be able to
man.
flatline heavyweights.
100%, especially with zero weight cut.
Yeah. He's probably 230, 240 walking around.
is.
230 something maybe.
He's 240.
Yeah, dude, come on.
He's 240 walking around.
That's a legit heavyweight. He's
a
big,
legit
tall,
heavyweight.
long.
Fucking guy fought at 85.
But so is Cyril, man.
Cyril's good.
An athlete heavyweight, not
He's
just a
good.
big guy fighting at heavyweight. He's a legit heavyweight.
It is a crime in the sport that fight with Aspinall got stopped the way it did, that he eye-poked him. It's a crime.
Yeah.
Because that fight was playing out in a very interesting direction because Aspinall was having a really hard time touching that guy.
He was bleeding.
He was getting
touched.
busted up. He
Yeah.
was getting touched up a lot. Cyril's jab is legit.
And that's what I was most excited for. I wanted to see Tom have to come back, lose a round and come back.
Yes.
I've never seen him. Obviously, I've seen him fight, but I've never seen him in a real fight where you have to fight your way back into it. Or
How many times has he even been in the second round?
twice, maybe?
Yeah.
Something crazy like that.
Nuts.
And that's why the fan base kind of blew me away. I was like, these guys are so high on Aspinall right now. Like for a few months, everybody was talking about Aspinall, how good he is. I've never seen it. Not that he's not. He might. I mean, he has to be good to be where he's at.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen it.
Well, my thought was the real problem that Aspinall is going to present is in the grappling. He's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. He's a big fucker. He's fast. He's got a power double. I mean, he explodes. But when he's standing there and trying to stand with Cyril Gane, this is the first time that he was ever in front of a guy who is agile and quick and very technical. Like
Right.
Cyril Gane was doing a lot of sneaky shit. One thing he does is he keeps his hand low and he pops that jab out. So you don't know where it's coming from.
Up jab.
He does a lot of weird shit
He
with
is-
his front leg, too.
He is pretty quick for his size.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Real quick. And he's a
And
great
good mobility,
athlete.
good hips.
Yeah, man. Cyril's a great athlete. Like, it's not just that. I've seen him dunk basketballs and
Yeah.
shit. Like, he can move.
Right.
But it's just the fluidity of his striking is so efficient. Like, that's his world. If you just want to strike with him.
Yeah.
I mean, John Jones is so smart. John's like, fuck all this.
Guillotine.
Boom. Even Francis. Well, he had a blown-out knee in that fight. But Francis just like took him down every round and beat him up.
Yeah, man.
But that's a different Cyril. That's a Cyril that wasn't concentrating enough on his grappling and probably never thought that Francis was going to employ that tactic.
Right.
And then really worked with a lot of wrestlers and try to evolve his game. And,
I think Francis is on that Nate Jake card as well. I
right,
believe, you know?
right. He's fighting Philip Lins.
Yeah, as an 8-to-T guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How good is he?
I've never really watched him train that much. I know he made it to the UFC for a stint. Then he
Yeah.
maybe went PFL. I'm not sure how good he is.
Yeah.
I've seen him at the gym, but I've never watched him train.
Fortunate that there's not another big name for him to fight. Like, I was hoping they could get a big name.
Bob Sapp.
I mean, who would be the big name? Like, who's
At
out?
heavyweight?
Yeah, at heavyweight. That's still talented. No one.
Yeah.
Heavyweight is the most shallow division in the sport. Period.
Kane's out of jail. Get him in shape.
Well, Kane's got crazy back surgeries and knee surgery and shoulder surgery.
Yeah.
Kane was like too tough for his own body.
And all the years of wrestling, man.
Mm-hmm.
Wear and tear.
Yeah.
Wear and tear.
Well, also just never giving his body a break, just constantly grinding and pushing, and that's why he was so good. It's like he just
I think
could
in his
ignore
prime, the
pain.
best. I think he was the
Yeah.
best heavyweight.
Well, he was certainly in the argument. In my mind, it's him and Fedor, but honorable mention always I give to Fabricio Verdum.
Yeah.
It's Fabricio Verdum. People want to think about losses. Think about peak performances. Fabricio Verdum tapped everybody. He tapped all the legends.
Great triangle
He
tap,
tapped
man.
Minotauro, he tapped Fedor, and he tapped Kane. Like just that alone. He tapped all the legends.
I don't know why his name didn't, like when I was thinking about heavyweights, why his name doesn't even come in.
I always want to give him respect. I
For
always
sure.
put it out there because the same way I do with BJ Penn, because people they only want to think about BJ Penn maybe when he fought Frankie Edgar or when he fought Yair Rodriguez. Go back to BJ Penn when he fought Sean Shirk. Go back to BJ Penn when he fought Diego Sanchez. That BJ Penn was a motherfucker.
Joe Stevenson.
Yes, Joe Daddy Stevenson. You got to think about the guys when they're in their prime, when they're redlining for X amount of years at peak performance. When you're talking about like all-time greats, I get it. All-time greats, you got to think about guys like John Jones and Khabib, who never lost. They stayed flawless their entire career. You're right. But for peak performance, when they were at their best, how good were they? I put primetime BJ Penn at 155 against almost anybody.
Yeah, you're right, man. You're
Bro,
right.
he was so good, and his jiu-jitsu was so good,
Yeah.
and he could knock you out, and he was an animal. When he was training with Marv Marinovich, when he went over there and was like really learning how to get in insane shape, and he would come there with
Carrying
that big
rocks
ass,
underwater and
all
stuff.
that shit.
Yeah.
Well, I think the carrying rocks was him. Marinovich had him doing a lot of like crazy plyometric stuff, and the Marinovich's strategy was, you already know how to fight. Fuck all this fighting. You know how to fight. What we're going to do is just give you the most insane gas tank. So your fight training is like secondary. What's really important is just having the most spectacular gas tank so you never get tired.
Yeah.
But he hated those camps, man. He hated it. And he only did it a
Even
few
in the
times.
peak of his shape, he was still a little soft. He was never shredded. Like
He was pretty shredded when he fought Joe Stevenson.
Was he?
Look at yeah, he had a six-pack. He looked good. I mean, it was different. But at 55, it was different.
and everybody's body type's different, you know.
Well, at 70, he was never really a 170. You know, he was never. I mean, he was much smaller than you. He was never really a 170. He was just so tough that he went up to 170 and beat a primetime Matt Hughes.
Yeah, he stuck around longer than he should have.
He definitely did. He
'Cause
did.
then
And he
that's what we
definitely fought
we
without
remember.
training well sometimes. And that's the thing people remember.
Yes, I hate that though.
They remember that one fight we fought on his tippy toes. Remember that fight?
Yep.
Like crazy, weird shit. But you got to think about him in his prime. That's what I always say. Don't look at it like Fabricio Verdum. Don't look at all the fights. Look at the fights when he was in his prime.
When he was putting it all together.
Fabricio was a nightmare. He was a nightmare.
Like when they hit their stride. That's what I was scared about, staying around the fighting too long. Like I retired at 36. I'm like,
Perfect.
how much more athletic am I going to get? How much faster am I going to get? How much,
Right.
power is the last thing to go, but durability, speed, reaction time, everything that I need. Like, and if I'm not right in line for a title shot or knocking on the door of it, like, what am I doing?
Right.
I'm fighting just to fight for
You know
a
what's
paycheck.
really crazy? That's when
I had to look myself in the mirror, like, okay, this is it. I'm going to
you did the right thing.
be healthy.
What's
Leave with my
crazy
faculties
is-
for the most part.
The age that you retired was the age that Yoel Romero entered into the UFC.
Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't that nuts?
Yeah.
It really is crazy if you think about it, because that's really what happened. And there's a few outliers out there in the sport. Like in boxing, Usyk is the great outlier. Terrence Crawford is another great outlier.
Dude, what about Usyk and Rico?
Crazy.
Rico's
Crazy.
a super nice guy. I love Rico, man. Super nice guy.
He's a nice guy, but without leg kicks, the fact that he's going to just box, and he's going to box maybe the best technical heavyweight that's ever lived, I don't know, man.
I learned my lesson, dude. I bet $5,000 on Fury.
Did you?
Yeah.
The second fight?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I just
if
thought it
anybody
was-
could beat him, it's Tyson Fury. If anybody can beat Usyk, it's Tyson Fury. Because Tyson Fury was beating him in the first fight. He just got clipped. He got clipped in the, I think it was the 9th. He got really
I don't
badly
remember the
hurt.
round.
I don't remember what round it was, but he got really badly hurt and dropped. But Usyk is just so slick.
Yeah, man.
His footwork, his movement, and the fact that he's essentially a blown-up cruiserweight and he's beating all these giant heavyweights like Dubois. Like, Daniel Dubois is terrifying. What he did to Joshua,
Yeah.
just charged forward and just put fucking leather on his face.
Yeah, Rico's a real heavyweight, but he's not a pure boxer.
No. I mean, he can hit hard. I mean, there's that.
But he's such a great kicker. You're taking a weapon away.
You're taking
It's
a
interesting.
giant
It's a
weapon
spectacle.
away.
I'm watching for sure, but I just...
Yeah. I'm sure he's boxed with a lot of, like, really elite boxers in the gym. I mean... But
Yeah,
it's
over the
just
years,
payday.
for sure he has.
The payday's probably bananas.
I'm sure.
And they're
It has
fighting
to
in
be.
Giza.
In front of the pyramids?
Nuts.
Crazy.
Who's putting this together? Who
No
put
clue.
that together?
I have no idea.
Yeah, aliens.
Aliens.
That's where they're gonna land. Like,
Dude, they
who's
need
the
to do
promoter
a
of this?
Coliseum fight, MMA or
Right.
boxing, where they set it up either in the Coliseum or right in front. You know, that would be crazy.
Well, they were talking about doing that with Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg. They were talking about them
Come
fighting in
on.
the Coliseum.
A real fight.
I know, that's so crazy.
Dude,
That would be so crazy. Have those guys be the first fight in the
do that one
Coliseum.
at Meta headquarters or something. Don't do that at the Coliseum. Don't disrespect the...
Don't disrespect,
Don't disrespect...
the Coliseum.
No.
I know, that's silly. So who's live at the Pyramids of Giza? WBC World Heavyweight Championship, DAZN. But, like, I wonder who the promoter is.
WBC, I don't...
Is that their faces? That's so ridiculous. Look at their fucking, with their circular golden gloves on. Glory in Giza.
It's going to be interesting, man. I'm excited about it.
I wonder who's going to buy that. How much is that going to cost? I'm going to buy it. But, I mean, how many people are going to buy that? You know what I mean? Like, I'm going
Yeah.
to buy it because I love Rico. I've had Rico on the show. I think he's the greatest heavyweight kickboxer of all time.
For sure. I feel like the way combat sports has kind of intertwined all different stuff, boxing, MMA, how big mixed martial arts is now, you're going to get a lot of crossover. Before, you'd get a lot of hardcore boxing fans buying this pay-per-view, but now you're kind of going to get a little bit of everything. Kickboxing,
Perhaps,
MMA, boxing
but
fans.
Glory has such a small audience, unfortunately. And this was the this is the argument that Dana said to me about kickboxing in America, that they tried with Glory. I just don't think they got the right promotion. I think if the UFC was
It's
behind
nonstop
it,
action. It's highlights
I
the whole
know.
time.
That's
Why
what I'm
wouldn't you?
saying.
Why wouldn't you?
I feel like if the UFC got behind kickboxing in America, it could be gigantic, especially kickboxing with MMA gloves. Like that Gazaliev guy was
Yeah.
fighting in the octagon. You know how fucking gigantic that would be?
Yeah.
Or Yuki Yoza. There's another guy, Masata Inori. There's a bunch of guys. There's a bunch of guys that are like really elite that are fighting.
Yeah. Oh, a bunch, man. A
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah, Masaki Nori. Usyk open to fighting John Jones in crossover MMA fight. What? Wait, okay, now you got me interested.
Dude,
If the UFC comes up with the cheddar,
you better start
how much would you have to
wrestling
pay
now.
him? Yeah, you better start wrestling,
Wrestling
now.
right now.
Is that real? Did he say that? Rico is first. Second is whoever wins between Wardley and Dubois. And the third fight is my friend Greedy Belly Tyson Fury. So he's not a rematch with Dubois is a tough sell. He just starched him. The Tyson Fury fight is the big fight. Because Tyson Fury is the only guy that, in my eyes, makes sense. Says a fight with Jake Paul in MMA at this stage is not being considered, but we're always open to creative and interesting collaborations in the future. If we were talking about crossover fights, a very interesting matchup could be against John Jones in the United States. Whoa.
I don't know what John's gonna do, man, with all the stuff going on with the UFC. He might be done. Who knows?
He doesn't want to be done. I know he got stem cells on his hip. I know because I helped him get it. He got it over at, he's talked about it. I wouldn't have talked about it, but he talked about it. He got it at Wasted Well. And so he's feeling a lot better. He does have arthritis in his hip. It bothers him, but it doesn't bother him enough where he can't fight. And, he's the greatest of all time, period.
I did stem cells and PRP in my hip. I didn't notice anything from that.
Well, it really depends on where you're getting the stem cells, what technology they're using. There's a bunch of different kinds of stem cells.
Yeah.
Talk to Brigham about that. He can explain it to
I
you.
got
but
maybe.
But you had a labrum tear, right? It was pretty significant.
Yeah, and I had to get the head of my femur reshaped, like a resurfacing. It was kind of egg shaped and it need to be rounded, so it tore everything off the inside of my hip.
So how do they do that?
They take your leg out of socket. They shave the top rounded, and then they put like bunch of small holes in it to where it cracks, and then stem cells leak out of your body to create a new surface out of your bone.
How long did that take to recover from?
I couldn't put pressure on it for 8 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, because it's like
So you're just walking around on one leg for 2 months solid?
crutches. Yeah.
And then once you start walking on it again, how weird was it?
Very weird, because I had to sleep in like a motion machine where my leg wouldn't stop moving at night.
Oh my God.
Because your hip capsule is like tricky. If it heals up too tight, your leg won't have any range of motion at all. So while it's healing, you need to be in perpetual motion, I guess.
That's crazy.
And every week they would send a new code for my wife to type in the machine, and it would be a little bit different angle.
Whoa.
Yeah. So my
What a nightmare.
for those 8 weeks, I was sleeping in this metal brace that moved my leg all night.
How did you sleep?
It was horrible because it went up to like your junk inside your leg and the outside of your leg. So it's like you had a wedgie by this machine, and your legs just motion all night.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it sucked, man.
That's terrifying.
But it
That
healed. I'm
sounds
fine now.
terrible.
It healed up good.
That's crazy that it worked.
Yeah,
Wow.
resurfacing.
Whoa.
The guy actually who did it in Vail, Colorado, invented the surgery. GSP's had hip surgery there.
Really?
Yeah, he invented this surgery.
And GSP had to do the same bullshit?
I don't know if he had exactly what I had, but he had surgery there on his hip.
God, that sounds like 2 months of no sleeping. How'd you sleep? Did you get used to it?
Well, the first week, pain medicine and stuff you're on, all that stuff, it was after, like when I stopped taking all that.
Pain medicine must have been fun.
Oh,
Do,
dude.
do, 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 do.
Triple Z, dude. I was having dreams and getting the best sleep of my life.
Yeah, that's a time where it makes sense to take that shit. Like, you're in a fucking crazy brace. Let's party.
Yeah, for
Let's
sure.
watch Netflix and just not give a shit about my leg.
Yeah, I'm
moving on a
sleeping in this
fucking
machine. Yeah.
hamster wheel.
For real.
What the hell's happening with my leg? I was on one of those when
I
I
always-
got my knee reconstructed.
You had a bunch of knee surgeries.
Yeah, but my left knee, I had patellar tendon graft, and they put me on one of them things where it does this, like when I was in the hospital.
So
and
that's
I had
how
a
I
morphine
slept.
drip, so you could press the button to get more morphine. I was like, boink, 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 boink.
Dude,
It's lying there. Ugh.
I had the same thing on my hip. They put an epidural, and then they had a nerve block through my stomach, so I was like completely paralyzed from the waist down.
Whoa.
But I had the button thing. I don't think it was working anymore because I revved it. It was
You redlined
it was shooting blanks, man.
That's hilarious. It is weird though to see your like knee constantly moving forward, but I only had to do it like a couple of nights. I can't imagine.
I did it for weeks.
I can't imagine. That must have been so hard to sleep, man.
Yeah, the motion wasn't so bad because it's kind of slow.
Oh, okay.
It was the metal in my groin.
Oh yeah. It probably
Yeah.
rubbed it raw and shit.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, man.
Fuck, man.
But like I said, I was on the pain medicine, so
it's crazy that it all worked though.
yeah, dude.
Shout out to that doctor. Shout
Yeah.
out to all these doctors. I say that all the time. Like, both my knees would be fucking completely useless if it wasn't for amazing doctors.
Right.
Shout out to these
I was
guys
just
for
talking to-
figuring shit out.
I worked with Paul Felder at that Vegas show, and he just had a hip replacement.
Yeah, he had the real deal,
But
right?
it's he had a replacement.
Why did he have to do that versus what you did?
I'm not sure exactly. It's something to do with the spacing, I think, inside your hip, how much spacing you have. Because my spacing was good. I wasn't a candidate for a replacement.
Well, Paul went full nutty after he stopped fighting and started doing Ironmans.
Yeah, dude, he was telling me he travels with a bicycle. He does like
Still does that?
cycling for 5 hours, like in a hotel room, like
Okay,
crazy.
That's not good. That's
Crazy,
not healthy.
crazy, man.
That's unhealthy.
Yeah.
Why are you doing that, Paul?
5 hours, he told me.
Well, the same kind of drive that made him a great MMA fighter made him want to like be the best Iron Man dude in the world.
You need something like that, man.
Way before the surgery, just a couple years ago when he first got diagnosed, I guess, with some injury.
Yeah. So range of motion in my right hip. Reached out to Heather and Dr. D from the UFC to help with an MRI. Long story short, I have the hips of an 80-year-old man. No soft tissue left. Grinding bone on bone. Oy. The problem is, once they put a artificial joint in you, you have that artificial joint forever.
Right.
It's never going back.
Yeah.
And as biologics get better and stem cells get better, they're better and better at re-healing or healing that actual tissue. And if you could just hang in there, like this is the kind of the conversation that I had with John, because if you could just hang in there, they're so close. They're injecting stuff into discs now and making the discs larger.
Right.
So like people with back problems where the doctor's like, look, we got to take some of your disc out. No, hang in there. And also look into other therapies, decompression. There's a lot of different things that you could do that can create space where your disc is pushing against your nerves, you can alleviate a lot of that.
Surgery is the absolute last
Especially with
step.
your back.
Absolute
Especially
last
with
step.
your back. Look, if you have a blown
Of course, they're going to cut
ACL,
you up. They'll do it anytime.
Yes.
It's good business. Cut you open. Then
That's
the
the
medicines, the hardware, everything. It's a racket. That's the last step.
That's the problem. When you have a hammer, everything looks like a nail. And and when doctors get paid for doing surgery, they want to do surgery because that's where they make their living.
Right.
And it's a real problem with stuff like the back because I don't know anybody that's had a back surgery and been better.
Right.
The
The only big one I could think of, I remember Nate Quarry was a big advocate for some company. Remember he had a
an
bad,
artificial spacer. Yeah, he had artificial discs put in his back way back in the day.
Yeah, he's the guy I think about back surgery.
But he also it was an intense pain because of that. And I think it wound up becoming a problem later on. I know guys that initially had some relief because of back surgery and then it started getting way worse after that. And
that's the same
follow-ups.
Always the same story. Same thing with necks. You lose strength. It's always bothering you for the rest of your life. Mike Brown has a fusion where they went in through the front.
Fusions are rough.
My buddy Alan Jobin had a neck surgery where Kayla Harrison just had one. Once you have that, something.
What did Kayla have done?
I don't know exactly.
I don't
wanna
think
say
she's
the wrong
telling
thing.
anybody.
I know that. I'm pretty sure they went in through the front.
Right, but I don't think she's telling anybody what exactly happened because Aljamain had a disc replaced and he came back and beat Piotr Jan in the rematch and looked fucking great and fought really well with that neck issue.
And you don't hear him complaining about it.
No, I mean he said it's great.
Yeah.
I think that the new artificial discs that they're putting in the necks, a lot of them it works out really well. I know quite a few people that have had those.
I've been fortunate, man. I haven't had any neck.
She had to repair herniated discs in her neck. Right. So the thing is, what they usually do is just take some of the disc out, and then you have less disc. So it's not bulging anymore, but you have less disc now. So now you have more degenerative disc issues, and I just think there's other options, and one of the options is decompression. I don't know if anybody ran that by her, but I have a fucking neck harness that I it's attached to a chin-up bar, and I put it around my neck. It straps under my chin, and I put my weight on it. I just stretch my neck out. Yeah. It works. Relieve. I hear it pop pop, pop.
It says they replaced the disc.
Oh, she had to replace. Okay, so she got that thing that Aljamain got done. Yeah, how's she gonna fight that quickly?
Yeah,
Oy,
yeah.
Look at that. Oy, 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 oy.
I wonder what her turnaround time is. I mean, International Fight Week, maybe her and Amanda.
What she's fighting she was supposed to be fighting at the White House card.
Yeah.
But
her and Amanda were supposed to.
They decided not to do that. Yeah.
So maybe this summer?
Maybe.
Because it's going to be, that's a big fight, her and Amanda.
It's a big fight. But there's a possibility that you do something like that and you're never the same again. So she might not ever
the surgery,
fight.
yeah.
Yeah, it's whenever you're dealing with your spine, it's very tricky.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things. It's
shoulders, knees.
Mm-hmm.
There's some things, man, you don't want to injure.
I don't think anybody's
Don't
ever
have
come
surgery on
back
that.
from a knee replacement and fought MMA. I've never heard of that. I've heard of disc replacements. I've heard of a lot of knee surgeries. Guys come back. But Destis Bukakis was the worst. Remember that? He fought Khalil and Khalil side kicked his knee sideways.
And they hyperextended it.
Oh, it went sideways.
John does that knee stomp thing too. I don't know how I feel about that, man.
Well, Ian Gary did it to Shavkat.
I don't know how I
and
feel
fucked
about it.
Shavkat's knee up. I know it's kind of fucked because, look, yes, it's effective,
legal.
but so is eye pokes.
I feel like that's what I was about to say. I feel like it's
Right.
kind of dirty, legalized eye pokes.
It is dirty. So are nut shots. Nut shots are effective too. Are we going to allow those? No. Why are we allowing someone to do a technique that you
We do have
can't-
12 to 6 elbows now, so that's at least we're getting somewhere.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
But I'd rather have knees to a grounded opponent than kicking the knee sideways.
Yeah.
It just seems like it takes a year off of your career, at least.
So can a knee bar, so can an arm bar.
Yeah, but you could tap.
True.
You get a knee bar, you can tap.
Right.
Inside heel hook's the scariest because you only got a couple of microseconds to tap. When you get that one's so nasty. The knee across, you have no time. You just gotta tap.
Yeah.
You just gotta know when you're done. You gotta know when he got you and not let it. Did you ever see when Mike Musamichi fought some cat in?
I think I know what you're talking
and the
about.
dude would not tap.
Yeah.
He was just ripping his knee apart. And Mikey was talking about it afterwards. It was so gross. I was like, why did you make me do that to you?
Right.
Why didn't you just tap? He mangled that guy's legs.
I think I saw a highlight of that.
It was horrible. It's so horrible to watch. You got it? Yeah, show me.
Yeah, let's see this.
Here it is. Like, look at this. Look at his leg. Bro. That is almost as nasty as watching that armbar or that guillotine from Dan Miller. Look at this. This dude won't tap. It's so crazy. And Mikey is just a master at destroying your knees. Any normal human being would have tapped.
Yeah, for sure.
And he does this like 7 times in this match where he rips this guy's leg sideways, left ways, right ways. The guy's knee's destroyed. Like, look at that. Look how nasty this is, man. This is so nasty. Look how
That angle,
there.
too?
That angle's so awful. The fact that this dude is just tolerating it, like right there, that's destroyed.
Yeah.
That is destroyed. I don't know if that dude ever competed again afterwards.
He might never be the same.
No,
you
not
know?
be the same. He won't be the same. He'll never be 100%. Like, you get your shit ripped apart like that, for sure there's some meniscus
MCL,
damage,
ACL, meniscus.
MCL, everything. Fuck that. Heel hooks, that changed the
I've been
goddamn
fortunate, man,
game.
with my knees. I have a torn meniscus in my right knee, but never needed surgery. You know, had a partial tear on my ACL when I fought Islam. He pulled me off against the fence and my knee slid, and I felt it tear. It felt like fire in my knee, you know. And when you feel pain in a fight, you know it's bad because you usually don't.
Right.
But I felt it burning like fire.
But you didn't need surgery?
Didn't need surgery. Did a bunch of physical therapy. I had a partial tear. There's something called maybe a ligamentum or something that connects where your ACL is. Every time you tear your ACL, the ligamentum's completely torn. Always. And mine had a partial tear in that. So I must have took the weight off or we switched the position right before it tore my ACL.
Oh.
Yeah. But I had like bruising, you know, back of my leg was all bruised up. Couldn't bend it for a little bit.
But now it's 100%?
Yeah, I feel great.
Yeah, that's interesting. Like, Arnold out. No, who was it that was telling me that? Like, there's different people that have had different levels of tears, and then in those levels of tears, like some of them you can come back from 100%, but some of them. Okay, this dude.
A broken ankle too.
Oh my God! So this dude that, try saying his name. How do you say his name?
Gantamer Bayandurin.
So this is the guy, Mikey Musumeci. He was torn ACL, torn MCL, torn meniscus, and a broken ankle. That's crazy. That's crazy.
He did like a toe hold or something. How'd he break his ankle?
So was it Brendan Allen? Brendan Allen was in the podcast. He was telling me this. He tore his ACL completely and never got it fixed, and it reattached.
Wow.
Yeah, like at a slightly different angle, but reattached. Like it tore off, but it was still hanging in there, and it rehealed.
Huh.
I was like, that's not. I never even heard of that before. But I know some people that have had like a 3/4 tear, and it heals, but it's not really the same.
Right.
It's still a little funky.
You know, Brad Pickett fought his whole career with the torn, no ACL in one of his legs.
I think Justin has that situation.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like Brad would sit on the ground on the mat and then grab his shin and slide it forward, and you could see like the movement.
How does that not chew your meniscus
He
apart?
fought so many fights like that.
Oh my God. Well, Rico Rodriguez did too. Rico always had a blown out ACL.
Huh.
And he fought.
Rico was down in Louisiana for a while, man. Rico Rodriguez was.
Oh, he was one of the first Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belts.
I trained with him at Tim's gym before.
Yeah, he was really good on the ground, man. Rico was really good on the ground. And he was a UFC heavyweight
I
champion at
know.
one point in time.
I know.
People forget.
Dude, I didn't even know who he was. I was sparring him. And Tim was
That's
like, that's
crazy.
was a heavyweight champion of the UFC. I'm like, no way.
I know, isn't that funny?
He was out of shape. You know, I was like, who's this big tattooed guy? Let's go.
There's a lot of guys that people forgot. They slept on. It's interesting when you think about that.
He was running a gym in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I don't know if he still is.
Rico was?
Yeah.
No
he had
kidding.
partnered with
In Baton Rouge.
in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. He took over an LA boxing. They turned it into a UFC gym now. But he was part owner or something. He was running it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a hard road when guys retire and people don't even remember them. Like at least you have a giant name. Like you're always going to be able to do seminars. People are always going to want to bring you into events. You have a career no matter what.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of watch parties where I get with the fans and watch the
that's
fights. It's
cool.
fun, man. I enjoy it.
That's cool.
it's sometimes a little awkward because the fans will stick around too long. Like I'm watching the fights with you, but you come sit at my booth and like we run out of things to talk about. It's like, okay,
Hey,
buddy.
man, let me get your number. Like, hey, bro.
Oh, hey, my buddy's on FaceTime. Can you talk to so and so? Like, dude,
Right.
just chill,
I know. Some people just can't hang.
dude. But I fought, like I said, 19 years. I say 20, but it's 19 years that I fought until that Conor fight. Like that's when things changed for me,
When you knocked out
recognition
Conor?
wise. Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting. That's crazy because
Like the
for
door
me-
opened for seminars, for appearances. That changed.
That's so weird.
And I had been in so many UFC main events. I had fought for the belt. Done all this stuff, but that guy's name, man.
Isn't it nuts? Just personality got him so well. Obviously, very skilled.
For
The
sure.
Eddie Alvarez fight. That's Conor in his prime form when he was in the
Aldo.
Matrix. Yes,
Eddie.
the Aldo fight was great, but because it was one shot and he's
And nobody's done that to Aldo
ever, and since that was amazing. But the Alvarez fight was him in the Matrix when the punches were
Moving
like
up in
literally
weight.
touching his nose and he's firing back those combinations. He was just in the zone. That was
And
focused
Eddie's no
Connor.
Walk in the park, you know?
No, Eddie's good, man.
Eddie's a
Eddie's
legend.
tough as fuck. When Eddie beat Dos Anjos, I was like, holy shit, man.
I was always a big Eddie fan.
Oh, he was
Always.
bro.
Back in
his
Dream, man.
fights with Chandler. You want to talk about taking
Bellator,
years
yes.
off your life?
Yeah, yeah.
Those fights that those two had that nobody was watching, other than the hardcore guys,
Mm-hmm.
those were to this day. I tell people, you want to watch some chaos? Watch Eddie Alvarez and Michael Chandler in Bellator. They're some of the best fights of all time.
Knockdown, drag out, both guys.
Oh, if you're a fan of chaos, watch those fights. Those
Yeah.
fights were fucking bananas. And so that's what we anticipated when Chandler came over. And then we knocked out Dan Hooker in the first round. I was like, oh, shit, he's here.
Same card as me and Conor.
But I think that it was too late. I think he had already suffered so much punishment and been so. If we got a hold of Michael Chandler like 6-7 years before that when he was fighting in Bellator, this is the problem with PFL. This is the problem with Bellator, and I don't think it's a problem because I think these guys are prize fighters. You know, like I think Francis Ngannou said it best when he was talking about this Netflix card. They're saying someone said to him, "Do you think this fucks with your legacy?" He goes, "Legacy? Whose legacy for? For you?" He goes, "Fuck, keep your legacy. Give me my money.
Right.
Give me my pay. This is what I'm supposed to be getting. I'm Francis Ngannou." And I think he's right. But he's Francis Ngannou. He's already the UFC heavyweight champion, left as the UFC heavyweight champion. But for a lot of these guys that are starting their career, their best years are in these other organizations, and not enough people know. Like Johnny Eblen, perfect example you were talking about before. He knocked out Leon Edwards' brother. I mean, he's fucking good, man.
Beat Musasi. I cornered him when he beat Musasi. Dude,
Yeah.
Musasi's
a legend.
grew up watching him, a legend.
Yeah. There's another good guy that people forgot about. Gegard Mousasi was a fucking
By the time he made it
beast.
to the UFC, I was already such a big fan, but like the casuals didn't know who he was.
Oh, he was so good, dude. Gegard was so good and so smart.
Right.
Just so smart and so and unassuming.
Was it him who upkicked Jacare
Yep.
back? Yeah,
And
yeah, into a
triangled him.
triangle.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Yep. Yeah, I think that was in
Dream.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Gegard was a beast, man. He was a beast.
Eddie Alvarez and Dream was a bunch of good fights. Man,
And Gegard stopped Weidman in the UFC.
really
Gegard-
good fundamental boxing, great jab.
Yeah, great everywhere.
Yeah,
man.
good wrestling, good wrestling defense. But
Just super smart too. Just a very, very intelligent guy.
Super
but he
calm.
got put on the shelf with the Bellator deal. He got put on the shelf, and I don't know what's going on with him. When was the last?
I don't
find
know.
out
I don't-
When
he might not
Gegard
even-
Mousasi last fought.
he might not even still be under contract with PFL or whatever.
Well, I think he's 40 now.
Yeah,
He's
he was
gotta be
old in the
close-
UFC.
Yeah, he's got to be close to 40, if not older. Where's Gegard Mousasi these days?
He got drafted in the Global Fight League. That got canceled, I think. So.
Oh, that thing.
I knew that was going to fall apart from the jump.
That
Whenever
thing was weird.
When I was talking to coaches at American Top Team, and they were telling me, like, all these ex-UFC fighters, what their contracts were with this company, I was like, dude, they haven't even put on one show, and they're signing guys to these kind of contracts? I mean, the money was crazy.
So 2023 was his last fight. How old is he now? So he lost to Fabian Edwards, the same guy that Eblen knocked out. 40.
Yeah, I cornered
The
Eblen
dream catcher.
in that fight, dude. He got cut so bad with an elbow. Like, I can see the vein in his. I have it in my phone. It was crazy. I have it in my phone. The vein's still intact. It didn't cut the vein, but you can see it.
Oh boy.
Oh, it's pretty gnarly.
And then he stopped him.
Yeah, elbow.
Yeah,
that was,
that was
we were in
nasty.
Ireland.
Yeah, Eblin's a tough guy, man, and I think he's like one of those guys that's like at the very top of the heap at 185. But again, I know about him, but how many people do? That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Because he's been fighting.
He's
over
got
in
another
the
fight.
PFL for how many years now?
Well, he was Bellator
Bellator and
then they bought
PFL.
him, yeah.
For how many years now?
a long time. I mean, I think he might have had 1 or 2 fights when Bellator signed him. He got in early at Bellator. But he's a student, man. He's going to keep getting better. He's pretty young still.
Submitting Mark Hunt's crazy.
That's crazy, right? And you think how small he is? He's
Yeah.
fought at 185 in the UFC, and he submitted 260-pound Mark Hunt.
Super
Gegard
small.
Musasi was a fucking beast. He was a
Just
beast.
technique.
Yep.
Just technique.
Technique, toughness, and intelligence. Just so crafty. Just so good everywhere. Good on the ground. Good standing up.
And super patient, man. Methodical.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always been a fan of his.
There's a lot of those guys that just got people forget about. They forgot, you know?
Yeah, it's a bunch.
I always
A
say
bunch.
one guy that people underestimated because they didn't get to see him when he was in his prime or they just forgot is Masvidal.
Oh,
People
man.
forgot how good Masvidal is. Masvidal knocked out Eve Edwards with a head kick.
Yep.
Remember that? In
Yep.
Bodog.
Yep.
Yeah. Bro, Masvidal in his prime was a motherfucker. He was good. When he knocked out Darren Till, remember that shit?
That switch step or
Oh, my God.
yeah, of course.
Switch step, I think he caught him with a left hook.
Knocked him out in cold.
Cold. Head
And he was a
bouncing off the
dog. Like
ground.
when he started focusing on his wrestling, he was a dog in Strike Force, man. At 55, like
Yep. Oh,
remember-
yeah.
he was a dog back then.
No, Masvidal was a beast, man.
And he's good everywhere, man. He's good everywhere. He has good jiu-jitsu, good wrestling, good kickboxing.
Yeah.
He's good everywhere.
I mean, when he went up to 170, that's not really his weight class. His real weight class was 55.
Yeah, but I think as he got older, he's
It was hard
he's
to
a big
make the
guy.
weight.
He's a
Yeah.
big guy. He has really thick legs, and he's a little bit taller. Taller than me for sure.
But, like, when he was really competitive, I feel like it was at 55.
Yeah.
But, I mean, like, he gave guys problems at 70. Like, the Darren Till fight was at 70. He fucked a lot of guys up at 70.
Cowboy.
Yep, Cowboy. Was that at 70?
Body shot 170.
Damn. Yeah. No, Masvidal, people forgot. There's people, and then, you know, he was having those backyard fights in the Kimbo Slice
Yep,
days,
Yep, yep.
which is crazy. The bare knuckle Kimbo Slice fights.
Yeah, man. Kimbo used to come to the American Top Team. He used to bring his kids and stuff. It was crazy talking to him because I grew up watching his fights,
I
you know.
know. Well, he
Gold
was
teeth.
like the first guy to become a legend on YouTube,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah,
Bare
everybody
knuckle-
knows who he is.
Plus, he looked so cool. With the bald head and the beard and the hair on the back. Like, everything was great.
The braids in the back.
Yeah, super jacked. And
Oh,
just
man.
fucking people up in the backyard.
Yeah.
Like they were moving around like
I think he
satellite
was,
dishes and shit.
A bodyguard or a driver for a guy in Miami who started a porn company, and that's how it started. you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they organized these fights.
Yep.
Where they would just no warm up, just all right, let's go.
No, he would
slap
get out the
hands.
car in the
Yeah.
front driveway and walk to the back and just start scrapping.
I know, it's crazy.
But
It's
as a
crazy.
kid, like when that stuff came out as a kid, that was such a big thing to watch. You know that we had to download it illegally on like LimeWire or something back then.
Yeah.
Before, you know, that was wild times. And then to see him in the UFC and the Ultimate Fighter, dude, what a journey that guy had.
I know what balls it took for him to do that, to enter into the UFC with like basically zero grappling.
Yeah.
And he, like really just kind of learning the sport. But, you know, said,
Good
all right.
boxing, but I don't think like not trained boxing, just natural ability and
Well, he definitely had some training, right?
the way he moved was even in the bare knuckle. The way he moved was like a boxer shell. You know,
Yeah.
like a Mike Tyson movement.
Yeah, but it was like kind of rudimentary. Remember when he fought Seth Petrozelli?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
last minute. Petrozelli comes in last minute, like Ken Shamrock had some sort of a dispute with them and maybe got cut backstage or something instead of had a cut. And so like last minute, they swapped out Seth Petrozelli.
And he knocked him out.
Yeah. I called that one.
What,
I called that one
Elite
on
XC?
camera. No, I wasn't doing it. The commentary, I think it was Elite XC.
I think that bankrupted him or something. I don't know how. Like
That fight bankrupt them?
I don't know if it bankrupted them, but after that happened, they didn't have many more shows after that.
Well, I think they were going under anyway, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't know how that fight would have bankrupted them, but
Well, they had some guy who was a boxing guy who was running the whole thing. What was his name? Gary Shaw?
I don't know back then.
I don't remember either. But like it's hard to make money in these things, man. Like those things are hard. Like the UFC doesn't get the credit it deserves in terms of the promotional machine. Like, that's a smooth running machine.
Oh, yeah.
That machine's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
It's so polished between the production, all the guys in the truck, the directors, the producers.
No, they're the best of the best.
Yeah, they're the best. It's hard. And then you got all the best fighters. And it's like the product. So when they have a fight like Holloway and Oliveira and like, oh, this fight wasn't good. Like, that's a great fight, man.
For
It's just,
sure.
you can't be a casual.
People are just bloodthirsty.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, listen, to do that to Max Holloway is crazy. Do you not appreciate that? Go watch baseball.
Wrestlers, great grapplers have never done that to him.
I know. It's nuts. It's nuts if you think about it.
Yeah. It's exciting, man. The UFC is definitely the best at it. With this whole Paramount thing, I was kind of, we'll see how it turns out. I was kind of worried, like, if you take pay-per-view off the table, how much is UFC going to put the biggest fights together? Because they don't need to sell pay-per-views. They're guaranteed money.
Right.
You know, I was just wondering if that would not water it down, but it would get a bunch of weaker cards, and I'm still waiting to find out, man.
Well, it is weird, right? Because with pay-per-view, you're always building it up so that people buy it. And then it also points. Like, the fighters get paid points. So how are fighters getting paid now?
I've been asking every show I work. I ask everybody. I want to know because my last few years in the UFC, I was
Nobody's telling you?
nobody's telling me anything.
They're keeping you in the dark? That's
Keeping me in the
bullshit.
dark.
What the fuck is that?
Keeping me in the dark, man.
Like,
Because I was pay-per-view partner multiple fights with the UFC. If there's and that was always the thing they kind of in discussion about contracts and about future fights that they kind of held over you. Like,
Right.
you win this fight, one day you're going to fight for the belt, you're going to get pay-per-view, your life's going to change. That was always the carrot they hung, like, to make, to do anything. That was the goal, to one day fight for the belt and get the pay-per-view money. But now that that's gone, I mean, Conor's not going to fight. Even Justin at the White House, there's no way these guys aren't fighting with that backdoor money. So they must be just guaranteeing them a bigger I don't know.
Well, I think Justin would fight no matter what because it's for the title. This is his last fight.
Well, the title.
It's
But
the
any pay-per-view
title.
guys.
It's at the White House. He's a patriot. It's the last fight. I think he would fight no matter what. But, like, Ronda Rousey, she's promoting the Netflix fight. And she made, I don't know if you saw what she said, but she had this big, long speech about the UFC selling for $7 billion and these fighters aren't making enough money. And, look, she made some good points. And the most important thing is that she gets the conversation out there. And it puts pressure on the UFC to pay people more, And if Netflix can become successful at MMA, if they can become successful at putting cards together and pulling fighters away, like right now they're doing a one-off, right? It's one-off and it's kind of a gimmicky thing.
And listen, this payroll is going to be crazy.
It's gonna be crazy.
You got Ronda, Francis,
I know.
Nate. Everybody's getting
Crazy money.
The payroll is going to be nuts.
But if anybody's got that kind of money, it's Netflix. Yeah. They throw around a lot of ridiculous money. They make so much money. So they can kind of do that. The question is, are they going to do that more than once? So if they do that more than once, then what happens is it's all about the name of the fighters, just like boxing. Like if boxing, no one cares if it's Golden Boy or
of course.
Bob Arum. Nobody cares about that. What they care about is who's fighting who. Is it Benavidez? Who's he fighting? Is he fighting Bivol? Let's go. That's a great fight. So if Netflix can kind of do the boxing thing on Netflix with like big name stars, they can be a major player, and that will elevate everybody's pay scale. So as a lot of people like, oh, Ronda, how could you turn her back on the UFC and talk shit like that? If what she's saying doesn't make any sense, she can't say it, right? So if what she's saying makes sense, then you have to go, she's got a point.
Yeah.
She's got a point. She's got a point. They sold it for $7 billion or whatever it is. They got this $7 billion deal, whatever the fucking deal was with Paramount. Not even selling it, sold rights to it, right? That makes sense. She's making sense. And so if she's saying this and Netflix listens, and if someone comes along and they're a shrewd businessman, they go, look, and there's a lot of people, their contracts are coming up. And when these people's contracts are coming up, let's get into negotiations. And then all of a sudden, some people start drifting over.
Yeah.
So if like you get like an Islam Makhachev starts leaving, and they leave and go fight on Netflix, and then they can talk 4 or 5 top major contenders into doing. Look, it's a big ask.
Look, I love the UFC. Spent most of my professional career there. But I love seeing these other organizations come up and people making money. Like you said, it rises everything.
Yeah.
It's more places for people to work. It's great. It's only good.
Olivier Aubin-Mercier
It's only
made
good.
$1 million.
Come on.
In the PFL.
Yeah.
And I think he did it more than once, right? Didn't he win the tournament twice or something like that?
I'm not sure.
He definitely won it at least once. So
The
like
Canadian gangster.
right? A guy who's not in the top 10 of the UFC goes over to another organization and makes $1 million.
Right.
Okay, I don't know if that's sustainable for them. I don't know how they came up with that money.
They got to be bleeding money out.
They
Man.
have to be bleeding money. Nobody's
For,
watching.
or even guys like Pettis, who was a
Right.
former world champion, who his contract was good in the UFC.
Right.
Didn't chose not to re-sign with the UFC, and he went to PFL. They had to be paying him big money.
They have to be. So it's all competition ultimately is good for the most important thing, which is paying the fighters.
Yeah.
So I'm happy.
And places to work. Like if the UFC cuts
Yeah.
you or something, 10 years ago, that's the only place to make money.
Right.
They cut you, now you got to get a job, maybe fight,
Exactly.
try to get back in part-time fighting, like try to get, now
Exactly.
you can pivot and still have a career.
Well, this is the thing with Francis. When Francis left the PFL, everybody's like, well, now he's fucked because he can't fight in the UFC. He can't, like, I wanted him to come back to the UFC. And I was like, come on, can we figure out a way to
I
make
do
this
too,
happen? But Dana just does not want to have anything to do with him. Like, apparently they did not get along very well, which is like, I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
Can I help? Can I fucking get you
Mediate?
guys in a room together and
Yeah.
fucking calm everybody down? But the most important thing is
He's
that there's
still a guy I
another
want to
player.
watch.
Oh yeah,
He's
fuck
still a guy I
yeah.
want to watch.
I mean, he's the legit heavyweight champion. If you think about it, he never got beat in MMA as a heavyweight champion, and then he fought Renan Ferreira in
PFL.
yeah.
That's another ATT guy.
But it's another one where it's like, who's watching that? I mean, and if you're watching it, you're just watching it for
Hardcore.
Francis.
Me and
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I want to know, like, what were the numbers for that fight? It's
Right.
probably the biggest fight they ever put on.
I don't think I've ever seen any numbers from PFL.
And I think, like, he was, like, getting $20 million a fight, and he wanted his opponents to get a huge amount, too. I forget what he had, like, a minimum amount his opponents would get in his contract.
Respect. I didn't know that. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's part of his contract.
Good for
I
him.
forget what the number was, but it was substantial. So Renan Ferreira got a giant payday for that fight too.
Good.
It's like, where are they getting? I guess they have Saudi money.
I think they did for some of the shows because they went to Saudi to do some shows. But I don't know if they're backing them the whole
Right.
company.
You're gonna need something like Netflix, and Netflix can kind of pull it off because Netflix has a massive promotional machine, but they need big names. So like now that they have Nate and Mike Perry on the card too, like okay, so you got Nate, Mike Perry, you got Francis Philip Lins, you have Rhonda and Gina. Okay, now you have 3 interesting fights.
Yeah.
You're gonna need a few more.
And it's on Netflix, so it's going to be free. But even if Nate and Mike Perry was the headliner,
Yes.
I would have bought that pay-per-view.
100%. Well, you don't have to buy it.
Exactly.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah.
So this is what gets interesting. So if this fight goes on Netflix and gets 50 million views,
It's going to get a lot.
yeah, it could get more views than any fight ever.
Yeah.
It could. It's very possible because Netflix is bigger than anything. If they got more views than anybody ever, that would be fucking. But and then YouTube might come along.
Most
and go,
views
hey
on
guys,
a mixed martial arts event.
Hey guys, we're YouTube. We're even bigger than Netflix because YouTube is bigger than fucking Netflix.
Yeah.
YouTube is everywhere. And if they come up with some crazy, if more players get involved in this and more people become free agents, it could get very interesting.
Dude, it's crazy to see how far the sport has come. Because like back, all these big companies wouldn't want to touch this human cockfighting back in the day.
I know.
Now everybody wants a piece of the pie.
I know it's
It's
nuts.
cool now. They know.
Yeah, it's
cool
wild,
now.
right? That cage fighting became something that like corporate America wants to get involved.
Dude, I'm in the airport. I'm in the grocery store. Grandmothers, old, ladies are walking up to me talking about fights, which is insane.
Insane.
Insane. Because
My
15
wife's
years ago, it
mom
was
loves it.
bearded guys with tattoos would be in the grocery store. Psst. We'd whisper about it, It was frowned upon. We'd talk about
Yeah.
Fight Club,
Yeah.
Now it's like soccer moms. Did you see the fight last weekend, the armbar? I'm like, what are you talking about?
Well, that's all the UFC. The UFC, with that one deal, the Fertittas have such huge balls because they were down $40 million when they made that deal for Spike TV to do The Ultimate Fighter. And they were like, we're fucking hemorrhaging money. And they were talking about selling it.
And just a perfect storm. Stefan and Forrest. And the world was watching, man. And it felt special. I remember being at my mother's house. I knew I was watching something special.
Yeah.
Like, this is special.
I know. It was crazy being there live, too. It was so nuts. It was so nuts to watch it evolve and watch it burst out. And by 2005, I had already been working for them for like 4 years. Because I started in 97 with the old owners, and I did like the backstage and post-fight interviews. And then I did it for a little bit, and then I had to quit. I was like, this is costing me money.
Yeah.
I made more money going to a comedy club for a weekend than I would flying to Dothan, Alabama. to
Bossier City, Louisiana.
But I was happy I did it because it was fun and it was exciting. And I remember me and Eddie Bravo back then, we were like, man, you know what the UFC needs? This is like literally a conversation we had in like 98. They need some crazy billionaires that love the sport to just dump a bunch of money in it because we know it's exciting. It's just the rest of the world doesn't know. And along came the Fertittas, and they did it.
Dude, they saw it and rode that vision out, and it paid off.
It's nuts.
Paid
It's
off.
literally like exactly what we said needed to happen. And then for that fight to happen in The Ultimate Fighter between Stephan Bonner and Forrest Griffin, because it was a perfect kind of fight, it was so evenly matched. It was so chaotic, and they knew each other so well from being in the house together. They just went after it for 3 solid rounds. At the end, both guys were like, ugh.
But dude,
they had nothing.
How could the idea of the actual Kumite idea of putting the best fighters from all over the world, whatever discipline they train in, let's find out who's the best. It's of course it's going to succeed. It's chaos.
Right. Yeah.
It's everything you want to see.
And the crazy thing, it was really kind of invented as a showcase for Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. Because the Horian was like, look, Jiu-Jitsu's going to prevail. And he was kind of right.
No, I mean,
at first.
Dude, Hoist was in there against giants.
Dan Severn.
Dude, come on.
Chemo.
What do you weigh, 180 pounds, 190 pounds?
Maybe. Not even. I think he was 176.
Fighting these bodybuilders.
And I asked him why'd they pick him. He goes, look at this face. Hey, look how beautiful I am. I'm so good looking. That's why they picked me.
Wearing pajamas, we didn't even know what a gi was.
Well, I had no idea jiu-jitsu was that effective. I was so confused.
Yeah.
I was like, someone's going to kick him. He's fucked. Someone's going to punch him. And no. Like, he's just taking dudes to the ground, that stomp,
And
that like
no
sidekick
idea
stomp.
of anything that they're doing. Just letting them pass guard, letting them do anything. You don't know any
And he's choking guys with the gi, too. He's grabbing his own
lapel.
collars. And I'm like, oh, this is wild.
That's one thing I do. Like, I got away from the gi. So from white belt to brown belt, I competed IBJJF, every tournament I could, would do my weight class, would do absolute, get the reps. I love jiu-jitsu, but I probably around 2011, 2012, I stopped putting the gi on. It was all mixed martial arts training because I was before I would use jiu-jitsu to prepare for fights at a small school I was at, but when I went to American Top Team, I didn't need it anymore because I had such high-level guys on the mats at all times. I was doing jiu-jitsu, no gi, every day. But it's been so many years since I've put on a gi and had like a jiu-jitsu practice, man. And even the practices I do now are all no gi.
It's fun.
I want to get back into gi.
Gi's fun, but Eddie Bravo said it best. He goes, if you were a professional tennis player, would you practice for tennis by playing racquetball? No, you wouldn't.
Right.
You would play tennis. You would do the thing that you do. If you want to get really good at MMA jiu-jitsu, you need to do no gi.
Yeah.
And he's right.
I mean, gi definitely helps as well, but you got to do no gi.
What gi does is it teaches you that you have to be technical with your defense because you can't muscle out of things.
Yeah,
But the reality is, like, you should just be technical with no gi.
for sure.
That's the thing. Like, get out of the thing. Like,
sure.
I always say that the best jiu-jitsu is to learn jiu-jitsu from a small guy. Like,
all technique.
yeah, like a Barrett Yoshida, Hoyler Gracie, Eddie Bravo. Like, learn jiu-jitsu from small people.
Yeah.
Because they're all technique. They can't muscle out of things.
Exactly.
You learn Brazilian jiu-jitsu from some big giant motherfucker. Like, their game is going to be so different because they're so strong.
Right.
But, like, look at, like, the Sambo guys. Look at the Makhachevs and Khabibs. Like, that's the game of no-gi. That's no-gi. It's like their no-gi game is finely polished.
Yeah.
Finally. It's not going to help them to wear a gi.
Right.
Their game wouldn't be better. Like, Khabib's game wouldn't have been better
It's
if
all
he
top.
put a gi on.
You never see those guys on their back in
Never.
guard.
And
It's
their
a different
strength.
it's a different speed. It's jiu-jitsu, but it's a different game.
Yeah.
What they do. Small changes on the locks, like we were saying with the Darce choke, grabbing your forearm. They do things a little bit different, man. Even their wrestling, like, is different. It's not collegiate, fundamental wrestling that you would teach at a wrestling camp. It's just chain wrestling that they kind of developed and have their own style, man. It's different.
It really is
different.
interesting. And then, when I've talked to Daniel, he's like, dude, I've seen Khabib put it on, like, high level amateur wrestlers
believe
in
it.
the gym. Put it on them. And I believe it too.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just, his discipline, when he was in his prime, man, his discipline was just above and beyond. His discipline, his drive, his focus. And there's something to be said for those guys too, because they're super religious. So there's no partying, there's no drinking, there's no chasing women, there's no bullshit. It's just drive, drive.
Right.
You know, and that collecting the legs that he does with the triangle underneath the legs when he's in mount.
Against the fence.
So hard to get out of that.
Everybody's doing it now. You know, the wrist ride, the handcuff he's doing, everybody's doing it.
Yeah, dude, it's been really interesting to watch like these dominant forces come along and like sort of remap the landscape of the game, you know? And we've seen it with them.
Especially in such a high stakes game. How do you do it that many times without catching a heel to the face, without
Right.
catching a knee? You know,
Right.
the guys he's fought, so many dangerous guys, he's just drowned them, you know?
I know. Well, you know, Islam got caught in that one fight and got knocked out.
Adriano Martins. Yeah.
Right, but it just shows you he's a human being.
Yeah, it can
right?
happen to anyone.
It could happen to anybody. And the Gleason Tebow fight with Khabib, I feel like Gleason won that fight.
Oh, man, I know a lot of people always talk about that.
I feel
Dude,
like Gleason won that fight.
me and Tebow have been training partners we beat each other up so much. He's such a fun guy, man.
Oh, he's
Gleason's
great.
such a good dude.
He's another guy. Like, how the fuck are you 155?
so much energy, dude. Never complains about anything. He could have a 50-pound weight cut, smiling in the sauna, just happy to be here. He just hope both teams have fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Just a happy go guy, man. Just
I watched that fight again because I was like, am I talking out of school? Should I shut the fuck up? And I watched it again. I go, no. I think he won.
was it a split?
I don't remember. I don't remember if it was split.
But he was stopping takedowns.
Yeah, man. And he was a tank. That guy was a tank. He was big. He was big and jacked.
Dude,
And
probably 5'8",
looked
5'7".
a little saucy.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't
but
know.
Skillful. Super skillful. You know,
Yeah.
solid striking, solid jiu-jitsu.
Oh,
and
great jiu-jitsu.
very good everywhere. Black belt in jiu-jitsu, strong as fuck, and just, you know.
They knew from an early age because I think his middle name is Herculino. I'm serious.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Herculino.
Herculino.
Brazilians have some of the funnest nicknames.
Yeah, he might have 8 names, you know.
I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gleason, Tebow, Alves, Herculino, a few other things that I'm missing, I'm sure. And I'm serious, though. Johnny Gleason, maybe. Tebow. I don't know. He has a few names.
That's funny.
I'm being serious.
Really? He's got
Yes.
a bunch of
Yes.
names that nobody knows? Mm-hmm. That's hilarious, man. Well, an American Top Team, man, you probably have seen more elite talent come through those doors. Shout out to Dan Lambert.
Well, Dan's a man.
That motherfucker put the money in, put the time in when there was no money to be made. There was no, that guy was.
He just
the
loved it. It was a passion thing.
And just it's just like what we said with the UFC. We need a rich guy to come along and just throw the money at it.
Yeah.
Like that's what Dan did with American Top Team. I remember when he was putting together the new American Top Team facilities and he showed me we're gonna have dorms, we're
Yep.
gonna have this. I was like, this dude's trying to go broke. Like, what are you doing?
Dude, it's huge. And that area is crazy expensive. It's on a huge
I need
piece
to
of
get him in.
land.
I need to get Dan in here. I know
For
I talked-
sure.
I talked to him about it before, but he deserves the credit because that guy.
And dude, honestly, like him building the gym and asking fighters for 5%, which is, you know, crazy, unheard of. Other gyms are taking crazy amounts. You know, he's giving you all these amenities, giving you a place to stay.
Yeah.
At one point, he had houses as well, fighter houses that he bought, and he would put fighters up in the houses for camps and stuff. Dude, I've heard of him covering medical bills that fighters didn't have money for, never getting paid back.
Yep.
Like all time. He's done so much stuff, man.
Yeah.
A good for the sport. Solid guy.
Amazing for the sport. And if he didn't put together that super gym, who knows how many of these super gyms would have ever evolved? Because he kind of set the blueprint for what a gym could be. To this day, that's still the best gym in the world in terms of like super
I mean, there's
gyms.
just so much knowledge, man.
Right.
And
so
so
much
many
knowledge, so much equipment. It's so big. It's so well made.
and you never know who's going to be on the mat. At any time you walk in and do an MMA class, there's literally thousands of mixed martial arts bout experience on the mat at any
Was
time.
Robbie his first world champion?
I was there for every camp when Robbie came over.
I feel like it might have been like there was like everybody was like Dan Lambert deserves a world champion. Someone's got to be a world.
Robbie
champion.
might have been the first,
I
dude.
think it might have been the
Well,
first.
I mean, Mike Brown was WC.
yeah,
There's been.
but UFC champion. I
UFC
think
champion?
Ruthless Robbie Lawler was number one.
I remember
was
when
the
he came
first.
over, man.
Hey, how was Pantoja? Do you know how his elbow?
I don't know how
is?
the injury is, but it has to be bad if they're skipping him and going with this
I know.
other title fight.
I know.
I was there like 2 weeks ago. I went down to help some buddies. I spent a week there. I didn't see Pantoja at all. So
It was so nasty, but what was really weird was like when Megan O'Leary was talking to us, they were saying that he dislocated his shoulder. And I was like, what? Like, what are you talking about? His elbow went out. Like, I'm watching his elbow go
yeah, it looked
out.
like the elbow.
And they said no, but I think the doctor had misspoke. And I'm 99% sure that it was actually the elbow that went out. Because the elbow clearly moves and it caves in and gives out.
Right. And when that happens, ligaments, muscles,
I know.
everything gets damaged, but I just don't know the extent.
Well, it's too bad because also Pantoja's older, and he's older and dominant in flyweight, which is very hard to do.
It sucks at any time to see a fight in like that.
Terrible.
But
and
especially
especially a title fight.
Especially a title fight, especially on the streak he was on, defending the belt.
Right.
Like, it just, fuck, man.
Not just that,
and he's
but
such a hard worker and such a quiet guy and just a good dude, you know?
he's a fucking savage, too. I think he's one of the greatest of all time.
In the post-fight, Dana said something about the shoulder also.
They popped his shoulder back in. I thought it was the elbow. Well, it was the elbow. It says it's not the elbow. It was his shoulder. It's his elbow as well, though. It's got to be. That's weird.
Yeah, follow-up post said there was no ligament damage, but I was trying to find updated.
So even if there's no ligament damage, there could be cartilage damage.
Oh,
there
yeah,
could be
yeah.
a lot of other shit.
Anytime
that's in there.
something bends the way it's not supposed to,
and
soft tissue's damaged.
His weight and Joshua Van's weight all on one arm posted, and that arm gives out. But damn, dude, when he fought that Japanese cat, who was that guy? Ran through him.
When Pantoja did?
Yeah. Like, you just see how good he is. When he fought Kai Kara France,
Oh, yeah.
ran through him, I was like, this dude is on fire right now.
No, he's good, man.
He's on fire. I think Pantoja is one of the best of all time.
And dude, not loud, not flashy,
No.
quiet. He'll walk in the gym, go be in practice. You won't notice him. Just working, always.
does his work.
Just working.
Yeah, just fucking focused, just a soldier.
I love to see that though, man. Because like a few years before he was the flyweight champion, he was driving Uber or Uber Eats, like just trying to
Crazy.
making scrapping to get bills paid. And you see a guy become. That's what makes fighting so special, though. Mm-hmm. Like Teddy Atlas has a speech about it, but it's like, where else can you be from any discipline, any creed, anything, any background, and call yourself the champion of the world? Like,
It's true.
So powerful. On any given night, you can go against the odds and be a Buster Douglas or be a Uber Eats driver and be the world champion. A couple years later, like it's just special, man. Fighting combat is special.
It is special, and it is the end all of all sports. Like, if someone shoots a basket and they make a 3-pointer on you, you're like, okay, but I could still fuck you up. No one says after you fuck them up, yeah, but I could score a basket on you. No one cares.
Dude, it's
It's the end of all sports.
the end of all everything. The
Everything.
best middle school comeback. Somebody
Yes.
can't beat me though.
Yeah.
Can't beat me though. That was like the comeback for anything. Can't
Yeah.
beat me though. Like
Yeah.
that's the top of the line.
That's
the best, the top challenge.
Exactly.
The top challenge.
Doesn't matter if you're better at backgammon.
Right.
Doesn't
Yeah, you
matter.
dunked on me, but I'll beat your ass.
Yeah, beating someone's ass is that's the end goal. That's what all sports aspire to be.
Yeah.
Is combat sports. So, do you have plans for stuff you want to do outside of fighting now? Like now that you're retired and now you're settling in?
Be a good dad, be a good husband. That's my goals always. But I have a few other businesses, I've had for years. I got a documentary.
You got a great hot sauce.
Got a great hot sauce.
That hot sauce is
Damn
legit,
good.
dude.
Well, thank you, man.
It's
Thank
legit.
You. Poirier's Louisiana style hot sauce. It's not white label. We made this. We
It's
developed
very
it.
good, dude. It's
I love
very
it. Thank
good.
you. I'm
I
proud
love
of it. I'm proud of it.
Yeah, when you sent it to me, I was like, okay, I'll try it. I'm like, oh shit.
It's legit.
Vinegar based.
Vinegar-based cayenne pepper.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good hot sauce.
Thank you,
Yeah.
man. We
can
put a
tell
little celery in there.
I can tell you put some work into that.
Yeah, I didn't want it to. There's so many vinegar-based hot sauces on the shelf.
Mm-hmm.
You get lost in that, and the shelf space is so hard to get. I'm learning all this business stuff as I move forward. And now that I'm done fighting, I get to really see where the hot sauce is, because every fight, every promotion, I got to talk about it, and sales always around every fight were great. But now we're gonna level off and see what kind of stride we have.
Well, it's legit, man. I recommend it highly.
Thank you, man.
It's very good.
Besides that, have a few businesses in Lafayette, and I'm really getting excited to have a documentary coming out this year. The same guys who made my first documentary, Fightville, I don't know if you've seen it, came out in 2011. It was on Netflix. Actually did a premiere here at South by Southwest. Showtime picked it up. But the same company that did that, Pepper and Bones, is doing my retirement documentary. So they did the whole last training camp filmed. They live in Germany, so they would fly down, stay in camp. They did the whole fight week in New Orleans. Then they came back down for Thanksgiving, this recent Thanksgiving, and finished up the documentary. And they have hundreds of hours of footage unreleased from when I was 17, 18 years old.
Whoa.
So they got the whole journey.
Whoa.
Just randomly, this guy was filming a war veteran who he was doing him and his wife are documentary makers, and they were following this guy who just got back from the Middle East, and he happened to be a fighter. And I met the guy at a fight show I fought on. He was filming the other guy for a war film. Started talking, then he just, man, I'm interested in you. Let me started filming me, and then, dude, now I have all this hundreds of hours of footage of me fighting amateur, small shows, behind the scenes, at my house, like as a kid.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah, so we're going to put it all into this documentary.
Dude, that's awesome. That's amazing. Well, listen, brother, whatever you do, if you put the same energy that you put into becoming a great fighter, you'll be great at anything you do. That's just the beautiful thing about doing the most difficult thing is everything else is definitely going to be easier.
I want to go back to the difficult thing.
I
don't want the easy path,
hard.
man.
It's so hard to let it go, right?
It's hard to be like I tell my wife, I say this a lot, be a civilian. To go from fight life every day for so long to being a civilian, it's like I'm relearning who I am.
Maybe a couple boxing matches. Maybe the UFC will let you out.
I would love to.
Do you think the UFC will let you out of contract, do some boxing matches?
Nope, I don't think so. Unless the pot was big enough to where I don't think so.
They should.
But I'm not fucking fighting Floyd Mayweather. The pot ain't going to be big enough.
Right.
Because there was a Russian company that wanted me and Nate to box.
Oh, and
Yeah.
UFC said no?
I didn't even bring it to him. Ariel Helwani hit me up and said, hey, any interest in this? I have interest, but I didn't want to bring it to Hunter and Dana. I didn't want to ask them.
Give it a try.
Yeah.
Give it a try. See what happens after this.
I tried to do the
Mike Perry
benefit. I tried to, let's do it in Zuffa boxing.
Yeah, that's silly that they don't want to do any crossovers, but I get it.
Dude, I don't know if I want any more head trauma either, Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to raise my son and
That's
my
true,
daughter.
too. That's true, too.
I have 50-something fights.
Right. That's true, too.
Yeah.
Maybe just let it go.
It'll never be gone.
Well, keep it in the back of your head. Just work out.
It'll never be gone. Nah, I want to take care of my head.
I'm never gonna stop.
I'm never gonna stop. And I hope William's there tonight.
Yeah, he'll be there tonight for
I hope
sure.
he's there. I didn't message him.
Oh, he was there. William Montgomery. Shout out to William.
Dude,
I didn't even catch that you were saying that and when you were jumping guillotine.
Oh,
you
in
said,
Miami?
I'm never gonna stop. I didn't realize
I
that.
understand.
And then everybody online told me, oh, he's doing William Montgomery. I was like, oh my God, how did I miss that?
I was 100% doing William Montgomery, but also I give you the benefit of the doubt. Dude, my delivery was kind of bad. It wasn't the exact.
I was just so focused. When I'm doing post-fight interviews, I'm just always so focused in trying to get everything out of the fighter that they want to say. That's all I'm thinking of is what can I ask him that can help them better express themselves after this big victory.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I was the underdog, and Mike, every time I went to the corner, he's like, stop jumping guillotines. You're giving up takedowns. You're not going to cut it out. Don't do it. I'm like,
no. Was that the Benoit Saint-Denis
never
fight?
going to stop. Yeah.
That was a great victory too, man. That was a good one.
Yeah, with the streak he's on, this aging well. Aging well, man.
Very well. Listen, brother, you're an all-time great. It's an honor. So cool to have you here again.
Oh, thank you for having me.
And congratulations on an amazing career.
Thank you,
It's been
Joe.
and like I said, you're going to kill it with whatever you do. Whatever you do in life.
I'm going to try to do the desk work and see where that goes, man.
Yes, and buy his hot sauce. It's legit.
You heard?
All right. Thanks,
Yes, sir.
brother. Bye, everybody.